Susato! Susato! You've come back to us! What voice am I doing? Oh, good. I guess I'll just restart that. Susato! You've come back to us, finally! Thank you! Oh, I've missed her so. I've missed her so. Welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney 2. Resolve, everyone. This is the ManokAdobo stream. You're watching it now, or you might be watching it on the VOD, but either way, welcome back! Last time, we concluded the first trial of Case 3, and you know, you wouldn't think, but Capcom has got like the Six Flags theme park of video game writing, because somehow they come up with a new roller coaster of emotion every single case. Every single case. Last time, we got into a situation where our defendant would rather go to jail for a crime he did not commit, tell lies, no papa, in order to protect his own scientific invention, which may not even work the way he think it does, because the engineer that built it may actually just be a fraud. Isn't that just wonderful? All that research grant money down the drain. But, yeah, welcome to Investigation 2. I hope you watched the other parts before that, otherwise I just spoiled y'all about several things. But, we are about to go check out that teleporter and see how that thing really functions. Take it apart piece by piece, every single screw. Maybe there's a screwdriver that's shaped like a bee, huh? Let's go see. Now you'll notice that we are in Male Strongheart's office, apparently. That's the location of the last escapade. You should go watch it on YouTube once that's up. And it'll be a good time. I actually enjoyed it quite a bit. Apparently I learned that there used to be a tax on air in France. Yeah! Let's go. Investigation Part 2. Investigation 2. Teleporter Boogaloo. Tuffymon, thanks for the 1 minute sus. 23rd October, 2:41 p.m. Naruhodo's Legal Consultancy. If anybody like wants to actually hire me, do they just like walk up Sholmes' stairs through his living room? I'm looking, I don't see anybody here. I must not get many customers. Sus! Thanks for the sus, Tuffymon. Oh, this room! It's been too long! It hasn't changed in the slightest, though. And it's been some 6 months, hasn't it? That's a long time for things to say so familiar. Hey, Susato, you should be glad I didn't mess up the place even further. Look, I got my own desk now, too. Right in front of the ladder. Step ladder? Ladder. I'm sure we'll argue about it soon. I didn't know when you might return, and I wanted everything to be as you'd left it. Imagine if she never came back for like an entire year. But it has been some 6 months, it's true.
So is your father alright, Susie? What happened?
My father? Oh yeah. Yes, Professor Mikotoba. I mean, it was half a year ago, but that's why you went back to Japan? Because of the telegram you received saying he'd fallen ill with a very high fever for some unknown reason. It was lupus. It's never lupus!
That's right! So I was surprised to learn you'd be coming back so soon! Surprised, but happy!
I think I wrote about it in my letter to you. That it was all a trick. Well, Iris, you know, if I had gotten that letter, I'd already know this. My father is in fine health, and I'm obviously very relieved about that. Well, we're all delighted to have you back.
It was quite by accident that I've been able to return to Europe, actually. It's because of a very grand conference called the International Forensic Science Symposium.
Didn't we hear a little something about that? It's good to be back. It's good to have you back, Susie. Everybody give Susie a grand old welcome back. You were close to missing this trial. The International Forensic...
Wonderful!
That's the same symposium Lung Strodharn mentioned. Thank you, Pika. Anyway,
arrived safe and sound, and all that matters is that I'm here now. After all, I haven't yet fulfilled my promise to you, Iris. Oh!
That's right. Not only are we going to Disneyland, we're also taking her to California Adventure. You know, as someone who lives near Disneyland, I used to not recommend California Adventure because there wasn't much to see. Gee, who knew having a California-themed theme park in California wouldn't be too much of an attraction? But no, they got some cool stuff there. All the Pixar Pier and all that. Hashtag not sponsored by Disney. Hashtag how much money would they give me if I was? Hopefully a lot. You must tell us everything that happened while you were back in Japan.
Yes, of course. I shall. And Ryotaro shall too.
Ryotaro?
Oh, you'll see.
And there's one other thing.
Something you wrote in your letter that particularly grabbed my attention. About... you know who. About... Kazuma. I know. I'll tell you all that I can.
Kazuma. About... Kazuma. Kiryu! Why are you back in Britain? You went to California Adventure one part. You don't remember that much. Yeah, pretty much. There's not much to remember there. There wasn't for a while. It's pretty good now. There's this boardwalk mini game where you can like do that thing where you shoot water into the clown mouth, but they theme it differently every time. You can win a plushie prize. And here's the thing. If you have 4 people, then you're guaranteed to win because there's always a winner and there's 4 seats. So me and my group of 4, we just like played 4 times until we got 4 plushies and just gave them to everybody. Everybody wins!
When I first arrived back in Japan, I really thought I'd never be allowed to return to Britain. But curiously, after that awful trial at the Supreme Court, Father's mood changed entirely.
The awful trial? Oh, yes. Oh, no. What was that Kazuma slamming the new, was that Kazuma slamming my new desk back there? Don't slam that, it's too messy. The awful trial, oh yes. For the murder of Giselle Brett. So he does know about Ryotaro.
Oh, you dressed as a man then, didn't you, Susie?
I bet she looked sharp. And dashing. And handsome.
Oh, well, yes. Since women are forbidden in the courtroom, I had no choice. Wow, amazing! I wish I'd seen it. Don't you, Bruno?
Yes, I suppose so.
I want to play it being a lawyer now. I could wear a false mustache, maybe.
I don't think that would be quite necessary. I don't think any mustache could hide the fact that you're just 10 years old, Iris. Well, let's test that theory, huh? Don't ask why I have a PNG of a mustache ready to go. If you want context, just go watch the video of the escapade I just recorded. There you go. Look at that, who's this? Oh no, now it's just Mickey Mouse himself. Michael Mouse, as he's called in his later years. Cosplaying as Balthazar Lune from the last trial. There's something else I've been wanting to ask you, Miss Usato. It's about the real reason why Professor Mikoto was summoned you back to Japan. Why is the mustache so big, though? Some people just grow mustaches better. I'm sorry, Ryunosuke. Ryunosuke's just jealous over here. You said in your letter there was something to do with that convict's loot we found in Mr. Natsume's lodgings. Loot? And a very suspicious belt with a B on it.
Please, Michael Mouse is my father. Call me Mike.
That's right. The very large dog collar we found with the B emblem on it. Is it a dog collar?
Maybe it's just like, a designer choker.
It seems Mr. Natsume included a drawing of the collar in the report he submitted about his time in Britain. I understand that when Father saw the report, he turned as white as a sheet.
Oh? Maybe there really is a reason why Sholmes told him not to talk about it. What would that be then?
Father came to Britain himself, of course, to study. It was some time ago now, but he stayed for 6 years. I can only imagine that something must have happened during that time. But if he refuses to tell me what it was, then I intend to find the answers for myself. And I've decided that I, for one, won't keep any more secrets. Oh, Susie!
That's a very meaningful look Susato-san's giving Iris there. A very good look for you. Actually, before I just really wanted to know, before I examine or converse anymore. Of course, first order of business, how could I forget?
You're still taking good care of that armband, I see. I'm so pleased.
Well, yes. It feels like I wouldn't be me without it now, to be honest. I have actually fused with Kazuma, like Piccolo and Nail from Dragon Ball Z. He is now part of me.
Oh dear. There seems to be a thread coming loose just there, look.
Uh-oh. Break out the sewing kit.
I'd be happy, only too happy to mend it for you, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh, thank you. I must have scraped it against something again. I'm always doing that. Is that how you respect Kazuma's legacy?
Then take better care of it, please.
It was all going so well, until I ruined it. Oops. I made it angry. Of course, yes, we also gotta examine some key details. Which one first? I still can't examine the ladder. This is criminal. I happen to know for a fact there's a accolade for examining all the ladders and step ladders in this specific case. I found one. There must be more. I don't have the accolade yet. Thinking back, that spade's been in here since we first moved in, hasn't it? You know what else keeping the office the same for 6 months does? It makes it easier for the game artists to not have to draw new content.
I'm sure I've told you before, Mr. Naruhodo. It's not a spade. It's a shovel.
No, shovels are for digging. This is for scooping up loose material. It's a spade.
No, spades are for digging. This is for scooping up loose material. It's a shovel.
The great spade shovel war rages on. It goes on and on and on and on. Look, the Dharma's not filled in. I wonder what the wish is. Yeah. Nice sewing. Thank you for repairing the armband, everybody. Nice work.
I see your Dharma still only has one eye filled in.
Well, we agreed that it's something we'd do together, didn't we?
Oh.
We can do it right now if you like. I'd be happy with that. What was the wish, though? Traditional little wish piece. You fill in one eye when you make the wish, you fill in the other when it's done, and you don't tell anybody or else it doesn't come true.
I rather like the anticipation, I think, Mr. Naruhodo.
You'll never know. We'll fill in the other eye when Shom's actually, like, I don't know, pays the rent. We're still waiting. We wish for it every day. You see, I've been keeping my desk beautifully covered in papers as always. Beautiful, he says. There is a certain beauty in chaos.
You must really tie it all up, Mr. Naruhodo. No more excuses.
But Miss Susato, the way I see it, all these papers building up on my desk like this are a reminder of my wonderfully diverse daily life. I like to leave them as they are, so I never forget how lucky I am to have such varied experiences.
In that case, you should definitely have a thorough tidy. Then you'll be able to see your papers building up all over again and feel that joy renewed.
She's thinking. Still can't beat her in an argument, even though I'm the lawyer here. She's proven herself in court. Put her behind the stand. Let's go. Ryotaro returns. Hot or tea? A desk worthy of a seraph such as yourself. He's a seraph.
You have water gently boiling on the stove, I see.
It feels wrong somehow if I can't hear the water bubbling away. And we have plenty of logs. It's not like we have to worry about paying for gas. Not like William Shakespeare, no. Thankfully, we don't have to resort to putting soap on the windowsill.
It's important to open the window for fresh air when the fire's burning, though. You can't keep it closed just because it's cold outside. It could be a matter of life and death.
What? Avoiding the freezing winter air is a matter of life and death too, if you ask me. I'd also not like to poison myself with a gas leak. The good thing we don't run off gas here.
Oh well, perhaps a nice cup of tea will warm you up later.
Beautiful. There's a little... No, that's always there. I was looking at that box, like, is that the box that they have the smaller witnesses stand on in court? Iris, how's it going? She's just standing there, menacingly. That's a shovel. There's a curve on it. Spades are flat blades. Oh! We actually have some empirical evidence. Thank you, Common. We now actually know for sure. I mean, it doesn't stop Ace Attorney characters from having arguments about ladders and step ladders. Step ladders are the ones that fold, yet people still are very confused.
It must be about a year ago now. I wrote a really long story based on some of my father's old notes. It's about one of Herbie's great exploits. I called it The Hound of the Baskervilles.
Oh, I love that one. Not a spade, it's not a shovel. It's a comically oversized spoon. Yo, can I have some ice cream? Only a spoonful. Only a shovelful. Only a spadeful. What do you think, logs grow on trees? Maybe. But then Mr. Sholmes forbade you from publishing it and put the manuscript somewhere nobody could get their hands on it. Oh, so that must have something to do with the dog collar. B for Baskerville. B for boneless pizza.
So nobody knows anything about it apart from Hurley and I. But for some reason, you knew the title of it, didn't you, Susie?
Yeah, wasn't there a script in the pawn shop?
Oh, it sounds so exciting! The Hound of the Baskervilles. I should love to read it.
And rakes are large forks. It all comes together. What's a trident then?
And you wouldn't tell me how you'd come to know it.
Oh, no. Because it had to do with John's death.
Yes, but I made you a promise that I would explain one day, didn't I? I think it's time.
Now? Here? Okay.
Oh!
Trident's a brand of gum. Oh, of course, yes.
I'm only sorry I've had to keep it from you so long, Iris.
Oh? Hello? I kind of don't want to talk about that right now if there's more to talk about with Susie. But now I feel like I've ruined the atmosphere. Quick vote in chat. I will literally just do the first thing you guys say between talk to Susato more or talk about Hound of the Baskervilles. Also, that did sound like new music. Oops. Talk to Susie more. Okay, this is what I get for doing things out of order. Lord Strongheart mentioned something about that symposium, too. Iris, you're gonna have to wait a little bit. Sorry. sorry. Lord Strongheart mentioned something about that symposium, too. I think he said that investigative authorities from 40 different countries would attend. This is the problem with me trying to do everything besides progress first. I stumble upon progress accidentally.
Yes, and from Japan, my father and Judge Jigoku have been invited.
Judge who?
Oh, that's right, he never told you his name. Yes, apparently the judge in Japan is named Jigoku. It's something of an honor, I believe.
Iris, just, standing in the corner, doing a little Fortnite dance to keep herself occupied.
Well, Professor Mikotoba is the leading expert in forensic medicine in our country, after all. But who's the other person you mentioned? A judge, did you say?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, His Excellency, Judge Seishiro Jigoku. You met him, Mr. Naruhodo. Last year, in the Supreme Court. You can't possibly have forgotten.
Well, he never told me his name. Sholmes isn't here to see Iris doing the Fortnite dance. She's okay for now. She won't have her allowance knocked, apparently.
That terrible child of yours when you were accused of murder.
Yes, I try to think of that as a positive turning point in my life these days. Oh, look at his majesty, his excellency's glorious beard. I love how he's able to keep it, like, so segmented like that. How do you think he does that? Very meticulous manscaping?
Well, it was Judge Jigoku who presided over that trial.
Gee, Goku. How come Mom lets you have 2 hot dogs?
If I'm perfectly honest, I'd be happy never to see that man's face again in my life.
That's mean. He's a good lad. One of the smartest judges in the Ace Attorney series, hands down.
Oh, well, anyway, as Father was invited to the symposium, he agreed to me returning to Britain too. He won't actually arrive until next month, but, well, I couldn't wait.
Yo, we get to see Professor Mikoto in England? Why do I have a bad feeling about that?
Well, so I pleaded with him, and in the end, he agreed to me going on ahead.
He uses cement? Beard balm? Oh, he uses an entire tub of hair gel on his beard by itself. Do people do that? Do people use hair gel on their beards to, like, shape it? I bet they do. I've never considered that, actually.
Yes, about the symposium. It seems as though Lord Strongheart has put it in an awful lot of work to make it happen.
Wax? Beard balm is a thing? Pomade. AOL would probably know. She knows all about cosplay. I can only imagine the lengths you'd have to go to make actual, like, anime-accurate cosplay. I've seen people at Anime Expo say, try to cosplay Josuke Higashikata from JoJo Part 4. You know, Mr. Big Pompadour. I'm not gonna put a picture of him up on screen. In fact, instead, I'll put up a picture of an Ace Attorney character. And I'd absolutely hate to have to cosplay him. Look at this man. Look at this boy. Look at his coif. That thing is a veritable bullet firing out of a gun, complete with, like, muzzle flash coming out the back. Darien Crescent, everybody. What gel does he use? I bet he just uses regular cement. Like, if you had to cosplay him, hair gel would not cut it. I've seen people trying to cosplay Josuke at Anime Expo, and yeah, no, by lunchtime, everything's all, like, falling apart, drooping down. It looks all greasy because of the massive amount of gel, but it is not gonna hold. Like, no way. Which Danganronpa character is that? Oh, no, it's just Mr. Cornhair. Mondo Wada! Awful hairman. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. Here, there, and every hair.
It's obviously very important. I believe it is, yes. As I understand it, Lord Strongheart organized the entire...
I'm so sorry.
Organized the entire event himself. I think he's hoping that by achieving exceptional results, he'll get the job of Attorney General.
There's a rank higher than Chief Justice?
The most senior position in the British justice system.
I wonder who the current one is then.
I have to make that the thumbnail of the video? I guess.
He's hoping to use his power to create the world's finest policing institution.
That sounds dangerous. You know, if the plot of Yakuza 7 is anything to go by, let's not have the Kamurocho K plan.
That's what Father said anyway. Apparently, it's Lord Strongheart's lifelong ambition.
Susato, love your new hair. How do you get it like that?
Does Professor Mikoto know Lord Strongheart personally then, I wonder?
You know, apparently everyone knows everyone. Kurlock knows Baroque. Baroque knows my defendant.
Actually,
or you know it, that Bohemian kid from the last trial knows Miles Edgeworth. Somehow, 100 years early.
Actually, Lord Strongheart gave me a long speech all about this very subject only yesterday.
But I sort of lost the will to live early on and didn't really listen to much of it. Lost the will to live? Ugh. I mean, you fell asleep. You don't have to be so dramatic.
How trying for you.
Oof. Oh yeah, tell us all about our old friend Giselle, huh? What? I can't believe she actually returned. Dead. Wait a minute. I'm gonna try to make this fast because I think things are about to get real. Supercar Brothers, thank you for the raid. Warning for anybody who doesn't want spoilers for Great Ace Attorney 2. Feel free to jump out immediately. Thank you for coming on the raid. Okay. Well, okay. Triple raid, Bo. You know, I think I heard you guys were playing Mario Kart 8 all at once, huh? Thank you, thank you. Supercar Brothers, Jerry, PA Werewolf. Guys, go check them out. They like do multiplayer type things all the time on Nintendo Switch. And pretty cool people, if I do say so myself. Yeah! Welcome, Great Ace Attorney 2. We are pretty far in the game, so feel free to jump on out. If you want to go watch me play the first game, I got it all up on my YouTube channel, so I've said my piece. Thank you everybody for coming on in. I don't want to delay too much because the story's actually like somewhere pretty touching right now. So I'd like to keep the moment if possible. Giselle Brett, the woman whose unforgivable actions ended me being wrongly accused of a crime I didn't commit. The murder of Dr. John H. Watson. Watson.
Yes.
Yes. Giselle Brett. That's a name I won't forget for as long as I live. Don't worry too much if you don't know any of Great Ace Attorney. That's surprisingly not a big spoiler. Don't, if you're jumping out, thank you for coming on by. Thank you for the raids.
The extraordinary thing is, though, it seems it's a name we should all forget.
Sorry?
Since the incident, our government's intelligence services have been investigating Miss Brett. But it turns out that an Englishwoman by the name of Giselle Brett didn't actually exist.
Nanda What? This is deeper than it looks. How deep does the rabbit hole go? She was but an illusion cast by holograms. Didn't exist, but how can that be?
It was a pseudonym. Her real name is Shin.
Shin? What's her last name? Kick me in the?
And she wasn't a visiting student either. That was a front.
She was Japanese?
A front? Who on earth was she then? Miss A. Shin. Her name is literally all our intelligence services have been able to ascertain about her.
A. Shin. A. Shin. Location? Aloysius.
Nobody knows why, or even how she came to be in Japan.
Okay, so she was... Okay. So she wasn't a visiting student, but she was visiting. From somewhere we don't know.
It's a complete mystery. But that makes no sense. It's no easy task to be accepted as a foreign student anywhere. What could the woman have been up to?
What connections did she have to cover it all up?
I'm afraid I really don't know. The only thing we can be sure of is...
That's that's the name on one of the music box discs from the last game. Asian. Oh. That's the pun. Her name is Asian. Sure, why not? Sure. Why not? Why don't you? Sometimes it's really right in front of you. Almost like I couldn't believe the pun could be that obvious. But this is Ace Attorney. What am I thinking?
She had business in our country that we don't yet understand. And now she's been killed. All other questions surrounding her existence remain unanswered. I'm afraid so. Shin. Who on earth was she? And why do I feel as though I've heard that name before somewhere?
Well, Naruhodo, you have, but I haven't because I played the fan translation. Thanks for giving me the details, William. It was A. Sashin in the original translation. I got it. I see. All right. Okay. That's gonna be one of the weird things carrying over from me having played the fan translation of one into this one. If you're coming in on the raids, welcome on in. If you're still here, I thank you for sticking around. And I'm assuming you're okay on spoilers at this point, so welcome on in. If you don't know me, my name is Chris. I play visual novels, RPGs, Nintendo games. And there is so much text on screen that it looks like our friend Suzato here is anonymous. She's in the witness protection program. We can't let anybody find out she was involved in the trial with Miss Giselle Brett's murder and also her murder. The murder she committed and also was placed upon her. Cool shades. Mars 13, welcome. Okay, so that's actually not the pun. It's just a funny coincidence. It's probably one of those things where the localization team saw that they could make two puns at once by calling her Asian, but also have some sort of pun in store for when we get her full name. Well, I'll wait until we get that full name to judge whether or not it's a good one. Thank you. Thank you. I will say, it's like one of those, looking back on it, William Shamspeare. Not the member of chat, but like the character. I bet there were multiple names hashed out on the board. Like, what's a good name for Shamspeare? What's a good name for Mr. Potenshi here? Potenshi. They probably went with Shamspeare just because it anagrams into Misa Seraph. As absurd as it is, it's the kind of thing he would totally say. For he is just Jar Jar Binks, of course.
That's a tale told by an idiot. Full of sound and fury signifying nothing, Annie.
After my friend Ray's trial, the reporter who actually killed Miss Brett said something very strange.
I know the truth. I know you had a hand in what went on. In that visiting student's fate. I don't know nothing, many mama money. Nobody here in Japan knows anything about it. They don't know that guy never made it to England. That he died on that steamship. And that he'll never...
Obviously, I couldn't ask him to elaborate at the time. But later I visited the man in his prison cell and asked him what he was going to say about Kazuma-sama.
And what did you learn?
After he died on the voyage to Great Britain, his body should have been unladen at the port of Hong Kong and passed into the care of the consulate staff there.
They stole Kazuma's body? Oh, hell no! We are not letting our best friend's body, like, go into whatever secret testing facility they have or something. Should have been? What do you mean should have? Like, he's gonna get experimented on. Turns out he was a talking dog in a costume all along.
Well, it turns out that his body never arrived. It just disappeared.
What? Kazuma's body vanished? What, he just get up and walk away? Did he never die? What? Did he eat the chicken after all?
Our government tried to cover the fact up, it seems. They erected a grave on the cliffs by our hometown, except Kazuma-sama isn't there.
Did Professor Mikotobo know about this? Doesn't he have family, next of kin?
Yes, it would seem that he did. But he didn't tell me. They're still investigating what happened to Kazuma-sama's body as we speak.
What? I am positively furious. We're upholding his legacy over in Britain, and it turns out his body is being desecrated by who knows who? Why? What could they possibly want with him? I just don't believe it. Yeah, it turns out he's got he's patient zero in a zombie outbreak. He really did just get up and walk away, and they gotta keep him contained. And what is this acute feeling of apprehension I have all of a sudden? Adam Oliveira, what's up, Adam? Jeez! I didn't expect this game to go so hard within the first, I don't know, 30 minutes of the game today. It's that bone thief from the internet. Oh, I heard about that guy. Why is there a dude, like, collecting human bones? Apparently, he posted, like, his entire collection on the internet saying, oh, no, totally, these are all legally sourced. I'm not desecrating any graves here. But then, internet, the ever absolutely scary detective that it is, found a way to source back some of the bones he has in his collection to, like Native American burial sites that absolutely should not have bones taken from them? Stuff like that? Yeah, what did he think? What do you think would happen? Thinking back now, some of the things that happened on the SS Buria were definitely strange. I mean, after he died, we never saw his body again, did we? Just gonna take that picture in case Raph comes back. Although that is an odd thing to take a picture of. Could it be? Could it be that he's actually still alive? Stop it, Mr. Naruhodo! It's too much to bear! I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Just thinking about the possibility pains me so very much. Do not give yourself some false hope. Okay, if he's actually out there, walking around, probably wondering where his armband and sword are, we wouldn't want to anger him. He's just out there looking, where is my katana? Where is Kazuma? Cast your mind back for a moment, Mr. Naruhodo. Haunting the earth. Well, Kang, looks like we've got a mystery on our hands. Let's split up. Me and Daphne. It's always you and Daphne. Fine. Me and Scooby will go explore over here. And then Sherlock Holmes will investigate with everybody else. When Kazuma-sama was discovered, Mr. Sholmes was there, wasn't he? Huh? And he definitely examined the body. I remember it clearly. Ah, you're right. So if Kazuma hadn't actually been dead at all, it would mean that Mr. Sholmes had lied to us. He was the one who pronounced him dead, wasn't he? And if you've been watching my escapades, you actually find out that Kazuma and Sholmes actually had a conversation sometime before Kazuma quote-unquote died. No way. No way! But there's no reason why he would possibly have done such a thing. I suppose that's true, yes. I'm just gonna shut up and see where this goes, because this is intriguing. The idea that he might still be alive somewhere. He wants to fill me with hope, but I can't let it. Because if it turned out not to be true, then I'd be back at the bottom of that awful pit of despair again. Oh. I'm terrified of what that might do to me. Oh, Miss Susato. I know she's given the idea the thought it deserves, but it's Susato-san we're talking about after all. So I probably shouldn't push it now. No, yeah, let's do a complete 180 on that subject. I could never have imagined that's where Great Ace Attorney 2 would go. I knew there was some deeper conspiracy about all this. But now? In the middle of a trial about some inventor from Germany, but not really from Germany, and a teleporter? Yo? What could it mean, I wonder? Now I feel weird talking to Iris about her dead dad. Whoop! Let's examine the room some more. Clear the air. Maybe get a nice little cup of matcha tea.
Oh, I'm so looking forward to making you some tea again, Mr. Naruhodo.
Which you'd think I wouldn't like, given that I'm not keen on bitter flavors, but it is Sato-san's tea. Ooh! It is freaky. And it's amazing what a little cake or something on the side can do. I've been to a traditional matcha tea ceremony in Japan. We were gathered in a little room, and we saw the person giving the, I guess, tour of the little tea house, but also making the tea. They were sitting in the middle of the room just making it using the whole, like, sequence with the little matcha whisk and all that. It's really calming to watch. And I'm assuming very meditative to actually perform. You know, like that scene in the Samurai Jack reboot where Samurai Jack makes some tea in order to get his sword back. Basically what his forefather did before him. Very nice. And they served it with this little, like, pastry cake. I can't really describe it. I don't know what it was, but it was delicious.
I would dearly love to serve you some sort of Japanese sweet alongside your matcha green tea. But I suppose that's simply not possible given how long we've been staying here in London.
Well, I do like the little chocolates you would put in my tea. They go wonderfully.
Oh, Mr. Naruhodo, you would, wouldn't you?
That gives me a warm glow inside for some reason. Susato's smile can instill hope in the darkest of hearts. Just have her smile in front of Baroque Van Zeeks and he'll instantly, like, give us the innocent verdict. Just gives up. He's like, that's it. I'm out. I can't deal with this. She's too heckin' cute. Imagine Asogi just walking around.
It was completely by accident that I came to know the title of your manuscript, Iris. It was a short while before we left Japan. I was cleaning Father's study and I saw something on his writing desk. A large box of papers. There was a label affixed to the box that was written in English. It read, "The Hound of the Baskervilles."
What?
My Baskerville story?
Of course, I had no idea what it was at the time, but Father came in and
Susato, what are you doing?
Oh, Father!
Did you look at those papers?
No, I simply read the label, that's all.
Well, put it out of your mind.
Sorry?
Forget that you ever saw it, and certainly don't tell anybody else about this. Do you understand?
So much hush-hush. The collar, the manuscript. What does he know? Considering that he did kind of work with John Watson at the university, maybe he knew John pretty well and knew that story was never to actually be published.
But what was Iris's manuscript doing in Japan? I have no idea. But when I heard Iris mention the word Baskerville that day, the title just slipped out. I would never have guessed that it was an unpublished account of one of Mr. Sholmes' exploits.
Are you reading? Are you reading in front of us right now? How dare!
When I returned to Japan, I asked Father to explain, but he refused to answer any of my questions. And there was no sign of the big box in his office. That's really all I know about it. I've no doubt that Father has a very good reason for being so secretive about it, but still. I made up my mind to explain myself to both of you.
Well, thank you for being so honest, Susie.
So now that I'm all refreshed... Okay, so it doesn't have anything to do with John's death, but still wondering when the day will come. She will have to find out eventually. We can't keep that from her whole life.
So, Mr. Naruhodo, I'm ready to start investigating if you are. I've committed every detail about the case to memory. And Iris has told me about the disturbing happenings at the Waxwork Museum as well.
So you're finally abreast of the situation already, Mrs. Zato.
I'd expected nothing less, to be honest.
Sasuga Suzato!
I would think our first port of call should be to investigate this Mr. Drebber.
Yeah! Assuming this engineer man has not, fled the country by now.
The engineer responsible for building the elaborate machine that was used to effect this extraordinary trick.
If he's so infamous, I'd think he'd try to change his identity every time he gets found out, huh? Pretty dangerous to just keep his name.
Yes, a conjurer of sorts, by the sound of it, well known in the fields of science and magic. Then we'll need to go and arrest him with a Suzato takedown!
Well, yes. Don't think the violence is necessary.
He must know the truth behind this case, so I agree we really do need to find the man.
It sounds like a case of tracking someone down. Which is a job for the police. Or a great detective.
We getting Shelmsy Boy's help? Oh yeah! Rinyoshi, welcome on in. Ace Attorney music hits different. We just heard a new track too. They are few and they are far between, but I am ever thankful for them. The composers at Capcom, no matter whether it's Ace Attorney, or Monster Hunter, or Mega Man, I think we can all agree that Capcom has probably some of the best music in video games, right? Heck yeah. Also, Gina, too, she could probably help us. She will, whether we like it or not. She'll just pickpocket the evidence from our own bags.
We don't have much time, so we need to get started straight away, I think.
Good idea. Well, best of luck then.
You're not coming with?
Oh, you're not coming today?
I'm going to Brixton Road shortly for the herb market. But let me know later how you got on, would you?
Oh, of course, completely understandable. We need our tea.
That was a little abrupt. The pull of the herb market must be strong.
Capcom's got some bangers. Alright, question for the chat. Name a Capcom game with some of your favorite music of all time. Of all time! Let me finish investigating this room, in case there's anything new. Oh yeah, let's look at the aquarium, too. The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. You know, I'll accept it. That fulfills the situation. Woodman theme. Yes. Let me just put that on real quick so everyone can enjoy it. And don't worry, I'll get the correct version. Don't you worry about a thing. Is this it?
I'm so pleased to see all our sea creatures doing so well in the aquarium. Also so pleased that you haven't eaten any of them, Naruhodo. Well, I was saving them in case you were to return. No, they're not for eating, though. Yes, the prawns are still swimming, and the anemones are still swaying.
They got anemones in there? Whoa.
Obviously, I've been looking after them carefully.
What do you feed them?
At first, I used to drool whenever I looked at those juicy prawns, but not anymore.
I've actually got a friend who has one of those biospheres. You know, those self-sustaining, closed ecosystems. Like, you take a jar of river water, you put in, some plants for oxygen, you put in some dirt, and any, insect eggs and whatnot that happen to be in there when you take the river water just grow and survive on their own little closed-off bubble from the world. They are just fascinating to look at and watch grow over the time. Because even though it's a closed jar, nothing enters, nothing leaves. It's somehow able to sustain itself. The one my friend has these like little shrimp floating around in it, and they're like one of the only living things in there. But he's seen like entire societies of animals like grow and die off, and then something else rises. It's so weird, but cool. They're like part of the family now.
I don't suppose they'll ever know how close they were to meeting the maker.
Meaning a sushi maker, maybe. I don't even think Naruhodo's qualified to make sushi. Miss Winery, thanks for contributing to the Sonic X challenge.
Your room, though, through there should be exactly as you left it.
Gangthor, thanks for the alert. Sea monkeys, those two. Brine shrimp.
I've still never been inside. I've never been invited.
Wow, even while she was gone, what a gentleman.
Of course not. Only Iris is allowed in my room. No doubt I'll be hearing you two giggling away in there again then.
It's like a little sleepover. And Naruhodo has to sleep on. What does he even sleep on in here? I don't see a bed. What, does he just unroll this carpet? Maybe he sleeps at this desk on the table. When it gets really cold, he is just huddled by this stove for warmth. I think that's it. No, wait, there's one here. You think Naruhodo has any allergies? He might be allergic to autopsy reports. Yes. Runs in the family, unfortunately. Ace Attorney fans have one joke. One joke!
I left your desk completely untouched, Miss Susato, so it would be ready for you whenever you returned.
There's a futon stored in the closet. Oh, that's probably right. Probably. Whether you're reminding me or just guessing. I believe it.
It's beautifully clean. There isn't a speck of dust on it anywhere. You've been cleaning in my absence, Mr. Naruhodo. Whatever next?
Wow, he can fend for himself.
Well, I couldn't allow my great assistant's desk to sit there gathering dust, could I?
William Shanster sleeps on the floor too. Oh yes. Keeping your secret safe with a little storage chest under the floorboard.
It really is exactly as it was when I left. I'm so touched. Oh. But sadly, your desk is also exactly as it was too.
Uh-oh. Well, that's how it should be after all. Speaking as someone who doesn't have the cleanest of apartments myself, I'm actually surprised Ryunosuke didn't like suddenly take over Susato's desk. And you know, it starts with a little letter here, a stray scrap of paper there, and then it just piles up into its own stack, just like whatever's on his desk. Like, no, this man has some restraint.
Oh dear, I've forgotten how that clean-cut smile can be so disarming.
What? Yeah. My smile, huh? Cut you off guard, huh? Ah, Colonel. All right, well let's mosey. Oh, Let me take a quick look at our evidence. Maybe Susato would like to see one of them, like a photograph. Did you see this? That's just a generic dialogue. Let's go. Look at all the places we can visit. I'm scared. If I were playing this on my own, I'd probably just, like, actually go and do all of these one by one to see if there's any new dialogue. Let me check Iris's blackboard. Other than that, I'd like to go... I think the first order of business is go visit Hairbrain in the jail. That way we can ask him where we may find that engineer, huh?
This blackboard is where Iris scribbles down her latest ideas, isn't it? Let's see. Oh. She seems to have drawn a lot of little stick figures all lined up, look. Cheap apples at the market is what all of them say.
Is she making a comic?
Oh, the little figures can speak. All your questions would be answered if only you would read this month's Rants magazine.
So I'm the only one who can't make any sense of this? Was it like a political comic? I don't understand. Alright, that's all I needed to see. Don't worry, yo. I won't dwell here too long. Whoa! Okay. Who let this man have chalk in jail?
Oh, it's not chalk. I'm using my own blood.
Why is it white?
I don't know.
23rd October. Local prison, cell 11. Look at all these equations. CH equals S, gamma. I don't remember. I don't remember my Greek letters. F equals MA? No way. That's just the equation for regular force. What's he doing? Speaking of feeling touched, have I ever considered streaming WarioWare Touched? I do want to stream a WarioWare game sometime before WarioWare Get It Together comes out. I don't know if I'll have time to, like, do the entire... You know what? I could probably do the entire story of a single game in, like, one stream, to be completely honest. They're not long games if you just blow through the story real fast. The joy comes from just redoing levels, getting more, like, little achievements. I could just speedrun one real quick. So, it could be WarioWare Touch. I was thinking WarioWare Smooth Moves, though, because I have the disc right now. I brought it from my parents' place, so... we'll see. We'll see after I finish Skyward Sword what I have time for.
He's... Oh my! The whole wall of the cell is covered in mathematical equations!
Oh no, he's writing in his plasma!
And he's still writing more now!
Watch out, coming through. Mikomochi! Hold on, excuse me. Sorry, excuse me, sir. Let me just open the door for you. How you doing? Hope you're doing well.
Professor? Sorry to interrupt! Professor? Oh, Mr. Naruhodo! And who is this young lady?
Just proud of.
What?
My name is Susato Mikotoba. I am Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant. It's a pleasure to meet you, Professor. Ah! If only I met a fine young woman like you sooner!
Why?
None of this would have happened! No, that's not logical. That makes no sense at all. Oh dear, I'm sorry if my presence here upsets you.
I owe you an apology too, Professor. Last time we saw him, he had confessed, quote unquote, to being the one who stabbed Mr. Assman in the heart with that screwdriver. But it turns out that was just a lie to try and protect his invention. Thankfully, hopefully, maybe it was actually true. I don't think so. Cheap apples. Iris out here turning people into apples. I don't doubt that one of Sholmes's, like, secret inventions is a death ray that just turns people into fruit.
And he's like, don't worry, Naruhodo, I only use it on criminals.
Let's hope that they weren't convicted by Baroque Van Zeeks. Maybe they might have been actually innocent. No, that doesn't work. Baroque is actually a good prosecutor, though.
I didn't manage to deliver what I promised you I would in court this morning. Oh, no! The whole thing, the whole miserable affair. It all happened because I've been such a complete and utter clot! Professor Hairbrain? What have you been working on in your cell? Oh, you mean that? Oh dear, how embarrassing. I was suddenly struck by an idea, you see, and I simply had to write it down. The wall was all I had to hand.
One might say it's the biggest chalkboard we have.
Oh, is it some new hypothesis?
Or have you just gone insane?
Something to surpass super high voltage instantaneous kinesis, maybe.
Super high voltage apple generation?
Ah, no, actually. This is my autobiography.
He's writing in code. The man speaks in hands.
Your autobiography? How I was diddled and fiddled by Albert Hairbrain.
I don't know if I like the phrasing of that. Diddling and fiddling, you say?
They played me like a damn fiddle! I found I can represent my odd fortunes with only odd numbers in an ambitious set of simultaneous equations. Really? I'm going to have to pay back all the loans I took for the kinesis machine, you see.
Ooh, there's that tiny journal again.
So it's going to be a new serial publication for the next month. Part 1, an odd birth and odd upbringing.
You can't beat the man's optimism, that's for sure. If anything, it's very compact. Like, Hairbrain, what would you say? This encompasses like year 1 through 20 of your life? That's most of it already, right? I see. Well, for now, would you mind if we talked a little more about the case?
Oh, yes, of course. I've been working through the numbers. I was diddled, I was fiddled by the pair of them.
What's this about diddling pairs?
By Assman and by that aloof engineer Trevor.
We're not going to have to sit through an explanation of all these equations, are we? Explain like I'm 5, please. But first, my attorney's badge, which I've already probably presented to you before. Smooth moves. Good game, and I can't wait to play it. Probably one of the best WarioWares. One of my favorites, to be sure. It's hard to say. It's hard for me to choose between WarioWare Twisted and WarioWare Smooth Moves. And if we're counting gold, definitely gold. But as far as the original WarioWares, you know? Thought I was gonna say he made a deduction about someone becoming fruit. He's trying to reverse what Iris is doing, change people from fruit back into people. Someone has to. Da 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 da.
Everything I believed in has turned on its head.
By the way, I'm doing that. I dropped the German accent because we had an actual German-speaking child in court yesterday. Last time, I mean. So, you know, Hairbrain just in-universe dropped it. But I'm still doing the same voice. It's a skill to keep the same voice but change the accent entirely. Here's the same sentence if I kept the accent.
My research, Mr. Assman, the kinesis machine, my hypothesis even. My research, Mr. Assman, the kinesis machine, my hypothesis even.
See?
I'm sorry it's come to this. There was really no other way.
I'm related. If I say sex, do I get banned from Twitch? Yes. Bye-bye. No. I have 18 plus on my stream. It's fine.
No, it's not your fault. I wanted to protect my work, but in the end, there was nothing worth protecting. It was never my intention to deceive anyone. I didn't want to trick the public. No, of course you didn't. But in court this morning, I realized something.
Oh?
If you've done something wrong without knowing it, you've still done something wrong. Logically, it makes no difference if you are aware of it or not. Ignorance is a poor excuse. The blame still lies with me.
That's what manslaughter is for. Let's hope it's actually not manslaughter.
Oh, Professor. He believed in me this morning, you know. Baroque did. He believed in my hypothesis.
Well, I think that was just a necessary factor in the prosecution establishing his case. I still think there's a bit of actual belief that his best friend did something amazing with his life and brains and smarts.
No. Baroque wouldn't do something like that. I'm sure he genuinely believed it.
Did he?
I think I understand now. Why it was that he decided to take on the prosecution in my trial, I mean.
But why?
After the terrible accident happened, nobody would believe in my hypothesis anymore. Not the police, not the prosecution service, not any lawyers even.
I feel like I dealt some kind of finishing blow there.
So, if any other prosecutor had taken the case, if it was anyone other than Baroque, I'm sure the prosecution would have declared my hypothesis complete and utter nonsense.
I don't blame them.
And in that case, you would have been declared a fraud yourself, Professor. Exactly, which would have been a fate worse than death for me.
Having yourself stripped of all credibility as a scientist, yeah. That basically invalidates almost everything you say from then on out. Like, maybe not if you have the actual evidence to support it and people can actually reproduce your experiments. But it must be devastating to have your credibility questioned when you're in a science profession, you know?
But Baroque insisted that I was a proper man of science from start to finish.
You think that's why he...
I know him very well indeed. He's an extremely kind-hearted soul.
But that extremely kind-hearted soul spent all morning trying to paint you as a murderer, didn't he?
Well, admittedly, that part of the analysis appears to have some flaws in it.
And what about the whole Reaper side of things? How does it fit in with the kind-hearted soul idea? Well, you know, again, Baroque doesn't kill anybody.
Do you think he set out to trick me from the very start?
I'm sorry to say, that does seem likely, yes. If we're talking about the engineer, yes, absolutely. I mean, Mr. Asman, also yes. That's the topic of conversation. I forgot what I picked.
When I first met him, he introduced himself as a wealthy financier. He looked over the paper I'd written and said my work would benefit all humanity and must be pursued. He was so enthused. He was so emphatic.
He was so much of a liar. But in reality, he was the mastermind of some vast criminal network, it seems. And of course, he's the one who picked the engineer in the first place. Wait, let me guess the engineer's name. Oh no, it's Drebber. But if they were to pick a name that wasn't a reference to Sherlock Holmes, I bet they'd name the engineer... Break it all down. Doesn't even fix anything.
I still can't believe it.
I'm sorry, I give that one a 0 out of 10 myself.
As the machine was essentially a set decoration for some stage magic, it probably didn't require a large amount of investment, actually.
Doesn't mean to say that Drebber didn't just pocket it for himself. But the scale of it wasn't. It wasn't just some small trick. It was a very elaborate feat of deception.
All young scientists are full of hope about their burgeoning ideas, full of zeal. But none of us have any money. We want to do research, but we can't afford it.
Sounds like the life of every scientist out there. Oops.
Many of us take on barely legal part-time work to try to earn just a few measly pennies to carry on. To go through all of that only to be taken for a complete fool. It's too rotten to believe.
It is, I agree. And that's why we have to find those responsible and bring them to justice. Mr. Asman is no more, of course, which leaves only the engineer. Mr. Enoch Trevor. So what about this Mr. Engineer? Does he wear a hard hat? Does he have 11 PhDs? Is he credit to team? Is he an engineer or a magician or a swindler?
It was about a year ago when Mr. Asman first brought Trevor to meet me at my laboratory. Since then, I've met him many times to discuss details about the kinesis machine.
But at no point did you have any inkling that he was just an illusionist.
Oh, he definitely wasn't just an illusionist.
What do you mean?
He was a wealth of deep scientific knowledge. There's no question the man's a genuine scientist. It's instantly apparent in conversation.
I see. You know, speaking of, like, to use an example, say, like, Penn and Teller. To do the kind of magic tricks that they do, to come up with brand new magic tricks and not just copy anybody else's ideas, it takes a specific type of knowledge of, like, how the world works, relying on things people don't know, or things that you deliberately hide from the audience to make them believe that your illusions are real. For a specific example, the way that Penn and Teller like to show off their tricks and then also explain them, and sometimes they don't. It's educational and also amazing. There's a specific trick that Teller does. It's this one where there's roses in the middle of the room on a table, and he has a light project their shadow onto a piece of paper behind, like, in the back of the stage. He takes a pair of scissors or shears or something. He slowly brings it to the shadow being projected and cuts the shadow, which causes the rose itself, the real-life rose sitting in the middle of the room, far away from here he is, to trim itself. And he's nowhere near it. How does he cut the real rose? People are wondering, maybe it has... They've never explained this trick, but maybe it's something to do with... What I'm meaning to say is, you have to exploit science, you have to exploit physics. People are thinking maybe there's wax in the flowers that's holding them together. And by angling the shears in a specific way that it reflects light, it melts the wax and makes it look like the rose is cut? That's one theory, but it's never been proven. Houdini was obsessed with physics, psychology, chemistry. Maybe this is supposed to be Houdini, this Drebber, you know? It's just fascinating stuff. Sorry, I had a magic kit as a kid. You know how that goes.
The wretched man deceived you, Professor. It's unforgivable. We must do everything we can to find him and bring him to justice.
You gotta respect those boys. Getting older every day. Yeah, absolutely. They're some of my idols.
Are there no more clues you can give us as to his whereabouts? I'm sorry. We have only discussed the kinesis machine. Nothing else. Although, just once, I did visit his workshop.
Where is it, man? What workshop?
Trevor's enormous fabrication laboratory, where he constructed my great machine.
Why didn't you mention this before?
You know, Trevor's workshop. There's every chance we might find the man there.
My gosh, it doesn't end, does it? Tell us all the details.
Magic.
It's magic.
So you've been to Trevor's place of work then?
You respect Penn and Teller, especially for exposing PETA. Oh, jeez. Let's not talk about that. I just don't want to.
Yes, just once, you understand. It was an enormous place. Plenty of room to construct the kinesis machine, you see. Where can we find it? We have to go there at once. There's a good chance that we'll find Trevor there. Well, yes, definitely, I'm sure. As in, I'm sure you're not going to want to hear this.
Oh, what, it coincidentally exploded 3 months ago? Tell me, I've heard it all before.
But I have absolutely no idea where the workshop is at all. I'm so sorry!
Huh?
How? Where? What?
I was more than half expecting that.
One of those situations where, like, he was blindfolded and driven there, maybe?
You see, I was blindfolded in the carriage the entire way there.
Oh, yeah. Classic trick, eh? Was that a Himiko impression? You know it. If magic is involved, we gotta have her. Plus, all of our nice little sound clips from Himiko. They'll never be removed.
Who? No.
He blindfolded you. He wasn't taking any chances then.
Also nice. Domfrey, I see you blobbing on in. Hope you're having a nice night.
That place was incredible! The pinnacle of modern engineering! Even the oil he used was the very best, like no oil ever was. A special French machine oil that's impossible to obtain in Britain.
French, you say? I bet they have taxes on that, too.
Ah, the indescribable scent of that imported oil. Perfumers across the world should forget their secret formula and use that instead.
What do you think, Miss Susato? Oh, day machine for your next birthday. Aw, what a thoughtful present.
I've never used any kind of perfume, Mr. Naruhodo, and I'm not sure I'd like to start with that.
You telling me you naturally just smell like flowers and candy? Susato is just amazing, isn't she?
I don't suppose you know even part of the workshop's address, Professor. You don't have a business card for Mr. Drebber, for example.
You'd think he'd really leave a paper trail like that? The man's clearly off his rocker, eh?
The man was clearly very cautious, Miss Susato. I'm sure he never would have... Ah!
Ow! My ears!
Yes, I do! He gave me his business card once. It's right here, look!
What?
Let me see that.
She's about to toss the card to the ground. Just falls with a little weak. Throw etiquette to the wind, why don't you?
Enoch Drebber, engineer. I'm afraid that's all it says. There's no address.
Soak it in lemon juice or something. Burn it, maybe it says something. Try every trick in the detective book. What haven't I seen in these types of games yet? Soak it in lemon juice, soak it in water, hold it under a light, hold it up to a light, burn it. What else?
No? Oh well. I can't say I'm surprised.
Add it to the court record, I want to look at it.
Still, this could be useful.
Dee-boo. No address. Maybe look at it upside down? Maybe nobody ever thought to look at the back? The back and the front? Oh, we're getting a lot of evidence. See, it kind of looks like an NES controller. It's got a D-pad and a button. Now, I'm sure that's some sort of hint. Like, there's a specific... Maybe if you overlay this on some sort of map with the plus and the minus... It's a battery! Oh, hello? What is this? It's got terminals! Yeah, just hook it up to a circuit. Maybe it'll do something.
This dark smudge here. I think perhaps it's machine oil? Ah, yes, possibly.
I'm really a gamer, aren't I? I thought it was a D-pad and a button before I ever thought it was a plus and a minus.
Ah, yes, possibly. Professor Harebrain mentioned something about the oil Mr. Drebber uses, didn't he?
Professional gamer Manok. Yo, you got games on your business card? Let's go.
He said it was specially imported, very high-quality oil that's impossible to obtain in Britain. Yes, that's right. But more importantly, that it's more fragrant than the finest perfume.
Is it also electrically conductive?
So, excuse me a moment. Oh, it doesn't appear to have any scent at all. Don't worry, I expect that's just because there's such a tiny amount on here.
Or maybe it's something else. Huh. Not even gonna mention the plus and minus, huh? What is this card made of? It looks pretty thick. Yeah, I'm thinking hook this up with an alligator clip on either each side, hook it in series with the battery, and we got something going. Maybe they'll like light up. Maybe they'll start, playing Happy Birthday like one of those greeting cards. Enoch Drebber, engineer. What a useful business card. Doesn't even tell you how to find him. Maybe if I present it to him. Okay, it's my only lead right now. So if I were Naruhodo, what I would do is I'd go around showing the business card to literally everybody. Maybe Iris might make something of it, or Sholmes.
Professor Harebrain, what do you make of this?
With a blacklight, fairly popular in CSI shows. Well, also welcome on in, Dusk. How you doing? In Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, the fifth case of the first game, the one that got added to the releases, we kind of do use a blacklight. We spray stuff with luminol and use a special pair of goggles to detect whether or not blood's ever been on them. And we use Herlock Sholmes' special goggles as well. Kind of the same concept. You know, just before they started really using blacklights. Haha, luminol. That doesn't really actually work the way it does in the game. But, you know, fantasy detective work. So, dudes, what's up, Evan? How's it going?
Oh, yes, that's just what we need to prove my hypothesis, isn't it?
No. You just gave this to me. I was hoping you could tell me more. Tell me more. Were you blindfolded in the car? Well, guess it's time to show this to literally everyone. If Iris is at the herb market, then I'm guessing we have to go find Sholmes, and you know where he might be. At his day job. Someday, after the jobs are taken by Roblox, pro gamer, only job left. That's what Twitch is, isn't it? You just gotta display it to people. 23rd October, Madden to Spells. Oh yeah! Oh yeah there! Susie hasn't been here yet, hasn't she? Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. She gets to see all this wax horror.
Oh my! No wonder it's called the House of Horrors. I'd like to turn on my heels and go straight home. Via the confectionery.
Me too. Let's get some candy. Being scared makes you crave sweets? I can understand that.
I was looking forward to a reunion after 6 months away, but there's no sign of Mr. Sholmes anywhere.
Oh, that's strange. He should be here investigating the abduction of the waxwork. Oh well, I suppose we'll just have to come back again later. I should show her to the stepladder. Heck yeah. Now we can have an argument about it. Where is it? If it was missing, I swear. First the missing waxwork, now the missing ladder. Yeah, you're very familiar with TV luminol. Heck yeah. Evan's chilling. His neighbors are making noise. Don't I know it? You know, there's this person in my apartment building that yells, like, really loudly for at least 3 to 4 hours every night at about, like, 8 p.m. Should really talk to that guy about what he's doing. It's disturbing the peace. He's making these weird voices like, Eureka! All the time. Gosh, he's a real menace. A real menace. I think he's a Twitch streamer. Or a chicken. Maybe both.
Ah, there's a stepladder there, look!
Glad someone agrees with me.
Oh, yes. A stepladder.
Don't you start that. Or do you start that?
I think perhaps we should let the apprentice know that someone's left it out. The stepladder, I mean. Is something wrong?
Why do I feel as though I just managed to sidestep an argument? Hey! The top wrong awarded. And notice I actually turned off story mode just to make sure I don't miss any accolades. That's so depressing. A little bit. Hey, do you think we're allowed to pose and take pictures with the waxwork? Look at this photograph. Eureka! It's the old-timey version of You Stinky. What? Step ladder.
This one's posture reveals his weakness.
Sorry, do not toss the wax figure.
The killer's stance leave him wide open to attack. I'm quite sure I can see him off. With a Susato takedown, then a Susato squash, and as finally, a Susato smash!
Susato out here proving that she's got enough moves to get into the last DLC slot for Super Smash Bros. Right.
And if that doesn't render the culprit unconscious, a Susato slam should finish him.
I see the Susato School of Martial Arts is gaining traction, eh? A Susato slam?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's rather hard to explain. Here,
let me demonstrate. Wait, Susato, no, don't do it. Susato, Mega Ultra Slam. Oh, I've just turned sideways. Oh, it's not done. What? Ah! Stop it! Stop it! I give! Ah! Oh, wait, I'm fine.
Leave yourself open slightly, and I'll demonstrate.
Absolutely not. Be on guard, Naruhodo. Not even for a moment. Come on and slam, and welcome to Japan. Come on and slam. With a side of ham. Common, thanks for the chicken. Is that your dinner for tonight?
Oh, what a horrifying scene! A murderer caught in the grisly act!
I think it's supposed to be Cinderella. I know, in case you were wondering, it's the one with the big knife that's supposed to be the killer. Imagine if it actually was the other way around, and they just swapped the wax figures. Like, the Cinderella's supposed to be holding the knife. She's retaliating against her stepmother, her evil stepmother.
I don't think anybody would be in any doubt about that, surely.
And did you know that according to the description, the bathtub at the back has no particular significance?
What? Really?
Yeah, like, why would they put it there? Look, I'm glad that Susato is here. Finally, someone who sees things my way.
I would have thought it was meant to show that the killer also worked in a bathhouse peddling criminal wares.
Bootleg Puff Puff. What? Aha! We have a new theory. See what I'm talking about here? I absolutely miss Ryunosuke and Susato's dynamic. It's different from Phoenix and Maya, to be sure. It's hard to tell whether they're humoring each other or they're actually serious in their conversations. Also, if you don't know, that community challenge we got going on for the super eggs, we are... I feel bad about explaining it so many times, but yeah, if it gets met, then I will make time for us to watch Sonic X on stream for the community, as a community little Let's Watch. Hopefully it doesn't get DMCA'd. We are going to be watching it via Game Boy Advance video, which means it'll be super compressed and nobody will like it. That old policeman isn't here now, obviously, because he was real. I still can't believe he just happened to be on the jury, though.
I'd understood that London has a population of 6 million people, and yet... You do seem to run into the same people disproportionately often, don't you?
Small world after all. And what's behind the curtains? We pull them back, Sholmes is just like straddling the tombstone.
Ah, yes, the heavy curtains in the middle of the House of Horrors.
You like it? Heck yeah.
Whatever's on the other side of them, you just know it's going to be terrifying, don't you? The sign says it's the Madame Tuspel's special exhibit.
At least there isn't an arm sticking out of it.
It seems you have to pay extra to go inside.
I know, can you believe that? Pay more money as if we haven't been scared enough already? That's the real scary part. She about to go down and just slam Jack the Ripper out of existence. Susato, she built differently. She's tough. That's why we love her.
It's not my doing, Mr. Naruhodo.
I guess that's all we can see right now. Please do not touch the statues. You hear that? Don't kick Sherlock Herlock Sholmes. Oh, by the way, I was told something. First of all, let me see if anybody could possibly know. If Iris might be back, maybe? No? Alright, we're moving. We're moving. The stage? You're just now finding out about the GBA video. Last time we had this whole discussion, which movies we've had on there. I had Dragon Ball GT. Apparently they released a Shrek Shark Tale combo, which probably is extra compressed, extra crusty, which is why it's the more expensive one and costs like $100 now. 23rd October, the Great Exhibition Grounds, foot of the Crystal Tower. You're unsure why they would even make such a thing. Well, was there something on the ground there? It was moving, I think. I missed it. Kinda looked like a dog.
I had no idea there were so many people in the world.
Puppy. There's a pup. I missed the puppy.
I know what you mean. It's really packed here today. It feels as though it's taken us 2 hours just to make our way through the crowds at this point.
Has it? I shut my brain down so I didn't really notice, to be honest.
Gosh, I do wish I had your absence of mind sometimes, Mr. Naruhodo.
Gee, thanks.
There you are! I had a feeling you lot would show your mugs before long!
Gina! Oh, she's playing with a puppy. Oh.
There you are. I had a feeling you lot will show up your mugs before too long.
Sorry. It wasn't Gina, it was Inspector Gregson. Aye. Puppy, oh my god. Gregson, out of the way, you! We need to see the doggy! Oh, Inspector Gregson. I see you're hard at work as usual. Visiting the fish and chip stand.
Warm greetings to you. I do hope you've been keeping well since we last met.
Who are you and what have you done with Gregson? You are an imposter? I see through your facade. That's not even the right shape of chin, I bet. You got your disguise all wrong. Must be some sort of decoy. Or a decoy made by a decoy. What's with all the ceremony? We just saw each other in court this morning. I keep forgetting these happen at like the same day. Yeah. Game Boy Advance pack mat is 32 megabytes of storage. Well, the thing is, there wasn't 4G, 3G, 2G even back then. If you wanted to watch movies on the go, you had to have physical media. So yeah, maybe on your little Game Boy screen was totally fine to watch movies. Maybe. Wish me luck. Oh, have a good night, Dusk. Thanks for coming on by.
Not you, Sunshine. The gentlewoman so loyally at your side.
Oh! Why, thank you, Inspector. How good of you to notice.
Such a gentleman Gregson is. He might be a little bit rough around the edges, but he's still a proper English gentleman at heart, I suppose. It's just that heart is about to be filled with grease over time. As you've probably guessed, we were hoping to investigate the scene some more.
Right, well, that's the young trainee's domain. Oi! Get over here, Gina!
I don't know. Can we adopt the little fella? We'll name him Ace. Ace the crime hound. She seems to be busy playing with a puppy. Probably giving it a traditional East End training. Ah, yes.
When I say sick, boy, you go attack that lawyer over there. Gina, she's a police officer now?
I know, right? Amazing, isn't it? She's really got her life in line. That's impressive.
She's a good kid, actually. Heart's in the right place, anyway. She's got the detection bug, if you ask me.
Inspector Lestrade, actual Sherlock Holmes character. It just took a while to actually show up.
Yep, I think she'll follow in my footsteps nicely.
What do you mean?
I'm being transferred. It's time for me to say toodaloo to London.
Where are you going?
Oh no, really?
That's a bit sudden, isn't it? I had no idea. Where are you going to be posted then? We'll come to see how you're getting along.
Not likely, but you're welcome to try. If you don't mind a trip to France, that is.
Oh no, let's not. I heard they tax air there. To France?
I'll be working in the Paris Police Prefecture. Should be right on my alley.
Be aware of any rats that cook.
But France, it's an entirely different country. I don't understand. Why would you be sent there?
Is Gregson going to Interpol?
That's the way the adult world works, Sunshine. Now, don't go poking your nose in where it's not wanted.
I do appreciate he calls us Sunshine. It makes me feel appreciated. Makes me feel loved.
I'm intending to take the kid with me when I go.
No!
What, you're taking Gina to Paris? Paris?
I thought the whole point that she was going to follow in your footsteps.
Yeah, she was going to follow me to France. Well, I can't leave her in London. Who knows what will become of her?
She'd become a better detective than you could ever hope to be.
I know, I need to prevent that from happening.
No more Gregson! No more Gina! No! Unless you mean no more Gregson! More Gina! I suppose he's worried she'd slip back into slipping her hands into people's pockets and purses. Well, I think her hands are preoccupied petting this doggy, so I think we're fine.
I don't think he's worried about her pickpocketing. Mr. Naruhodo, I think he's worried about the Reaper.
She is technically a former defendant.
Oh, of course. So that's playing on Inspector Gregson's mind too, is it?
Anyway, I haven't mentioned any of this to Gina. So don't go blabbing, you hear me? You hear that? Gina does not know about me going to France!
What's that? You going to France? No, of course not.
I've got to keep that diving diva safe and sound. Till this is all over, at least.
Oi! Just call me a bloomin' diving diva again?
Ooh. Poor choice of words.
So you heard that, did you? Right, well, any questions about the scene you can put into my capable detective diva here.
Detective Diva, wonderful.
Alright, yeah, the boss.
Wait, the puppy though.
Inspector Lestrange's in charge here now.
997. I suppose I'd better keep my word and not mention anything about Paris. So, I'm Gina. You ever been to Paris? Ah! You've got a new dog, have you? Oh! Oh my goodness.
Isn't he great?
Toby's his name. Toby? Like Tobias Gregson? Toby? Look at the good boy. Look at the good boy. Oh, look at his little feetsies. Oh my goodness. Oh, he got a little tuft of hair too.
Oh, how delightful! He's absolutely adorable.
Yes, the dog does seem lovely. But it's the not so lovely Inspector Gregson that's playing on my mind, to be honest. Oh, puppy kisses. Yo, present the puppy. Put him in evidence so I can just show him to everybody. Hey, look at this dog.
Wow.
I've shown my badge already. What's the chances that something new is gonna happen? I'll show it anyway. Yep. Alrighty. Let's have a chat, shall we? Also, is it just me or is there more stuff on the ground? No, that's just a piece of... Yeah, that's just a piece of cloth from before. Although I can examine it again. Investigating the scene. Gina? We were actually hoping that we could investigate the scene again. You miss Missile. I miss Missile too. Named after Shu Takumi's actual dog. Well, former dog. Missile. I would love the tradition to carry on, whether in Ace Attorney or other Capcom games. You know, I should have named my Palamute in Monster Hunter Missile. Missed opportunity. Yo, don't be sleeping on Missile from Ghost Trick. Perhaps the best missile of them all. Such a good lad. Such a good boy.
Yeah, alright. If it's around here, you can do what you like.
Oh, that's alright, is it? Isn't it? Yep.
I'm gonna be playing with my new friend here.
Ah, yes, Toby. Where did he come from?
Ah!
The machine that exploded must be at the top of those stairs, I presume. Green Link, welcome on in.
I haven't actually seen it yet, so if you don't mind. Sorry, you can't go up there, Suze.
But you said I could look at the machine.
Oh! It's like I told Ado yesterday. Even I ain't allowed near that wreck. What's it called again?
The reason we ain't supposed to touch the special... Yeah, but that got rescinded in court earlier today, though. Oh, she doesn't know yet. The Special Dispensation for Signed Equipment Act. Is that what you were thinking of?
That's the one. That's why only them not allowed to investigate it. What are they called again? The forensic something?
Forensic Investigation Team? Is that what you were thinking of?
That's the one, yeah.
Legina is literally just me. My memory is only like 50% accurate. I just have to bring it up and somebody will help me remember.
But isn't it the case that the special dispensation has been lifted? I think so. I don't really get it, to be truthful with you. You're still supposed to get permission from some bigwig or other as far as I know.
Oh, yes, Vortex.
What was his name again? Lord Strange something?
Dr. Strange. Satoru, welcome on in. Hope you're doing good. Ace Attorney, Ghost Trick, all the missiles, but Ghost Trick especially.
I'm not sure that's quite right, Gina. I think you mean Lord Strongheart, perhaps? That's the one, yeah! Apparently he's always watching the time or something.
So without Lord Strongheart's express permission, we can't investigate on the stage. Totai's trial. Well, I know where I'm going next.
It was great, wasn't it? I had a right laugh. It was a new one on me, what? You know, being in court and not spending the whole time worrying about him about to be found out. You did keep an awful lot of secrets in all of your previous court appearances, didn't you?
And guns.
Yeah, and all those made things hard for me every single time and all.
You're the one making things hard for yourself, Gina. I just exposed the truth. Just doing my job, Gina.
But watching something else get in the neck is a lot of fun, actually. It was amazing when you showed that dodgy professor's dodgy experiment was a total dodgy fix.
Maybe you're the one adopting German practices, because that sounds a lot like Schadenfreude.
The dodgy professor, as you put it, Gina, is Mr. Naruhodo's client.
Yes, I'm starting to wish he wasn't, though.
It's the boss I feel sorry for. Sent off to do the impossible. What do you mean? He's supposed to arrest out of the cove, ain't he? And in time for tomorrow and all. You know, the dodgy engineer. What's his name again?
Oh, here we go. Mr. Drebber, you mean? Enoch Drebber.
Yeah, that's right. That's the one, yeah.
So the police are looking for this mysterious man with the black monocle. I guess they would be. Man, I can't wait to see what he looks like. You know what? Here's what I want. But I don't expect it all. Here's what I want him to be. Thinking of Monocle in Ace Attorney. Let's just go straight up. A spinning image of Shelly Day Killer. But just color the monocle black and he's the exact same person otherwise. Maybe without the scar. And he'll just be like, I have a feeling I know this man from somewhere, but I can't place my finger on it. And wait. I would make one difference. There we go. Okay. Daily Iced Tea, welcome. I appreciate Schadenfreude. Thank you. I learned it from Avenue Q. Schadenfreude, making me feel glad that I'm not you. Whose hair is that if you missed it earlier? You know, Mr. Darian Crescent from Ace Attorney 4. And if you don't know him, go play Apollo Justice. It is sorely underrated. Like, it has Darian in it. How does that automatically make it, like, at least top 3?
It's putting too much on the boss, if you ask me. He says it's giving him gut egg. Oh dear. But I do wonder if that isn't actually from all the fried food.
You know what? Next time I order food, I'm going for fish and chips. I'm going to find a nice, like, seafood restaurant around me. And you know what? I live in LA. I live relatively near the ocean. Of course, there's gonna be a lot of places. And I will find some place with the best fish and chips I will ever have. Because this game makes me want to eat them. Apollo Justice is great. And it's on the 3DS eShop. And it's on iOS and Android. So you probably have something that plays it. I recommend it.
So, Scalding Yard are trying to track down Mr. Enoch Drebber. I wonder if they've had any luck. He's really funny looking. Got 2 eyes, what don't match. Stole a glimpse of a picture of him earlier. Mad-Eye Moody? No, he's under the floorboards for an entire year. I mean, I didn't actually pinch it or nothing. The old devil's got it.
Sorry? Who? Strongheart? You know, that Scowling Reaper what's always glugging down glasses of that blood-red plunk. Baroque. Yeah, that's it. Lord Van Zeeks. He's always at it for me, that cove. Don't know what he's always scowling about, mind. Probably would be a pretty good boss as it goes. She'd rather be the Reaper's apprentice than a detective's trainee. Speaking of, I've had several theories about the Reaper's apprentice. And now I have more theories that, again, I will not say out loud, but also have implications for me. Let's just say next time I do the apprentice's voice, he hasn't spoken out loud to us yet. But let's just say I now strongly believe I know what voice to give him. The way I see it, if the choice is between a chip-guzzling detective and a chalice-guzzling demigod. Wow, they got food and drink in the court. You're equally badly off with both. She's describing David Bowie. I'm not David Bowie. I suppose you're right. I hadn't thought of it like that. Glad we put that one to bed. Anyway, the point is, everyone at the yard's dead set on finding the fishy engineer. He's a fishman, man. Well, there don't need to be no clues to go out, so they're stuck. There's nothing that can lead us to Jebba at all. I got this card with terminals on it. Oh well. Ooh! Hey, you don't think Toby is trained in, like, following sense, is he? Give him the card. He'll sniff Jebba out. He can probably smell the oil. Yeah! Where'd you find that little mutt then, Gina? Gina with crescent hair. Daily ST says, your favorite word is Ohrwurm in German. Literally earworm, song that won't leave your head. I like Ohrwurm. If I were a game developer and I wanted to make a giant mechanical worm boss, I know exactly what it would look like too. Like maybe one of Dr. Octopus's mechanical arms. You know, from a certain Spider-Man movie. Which one? Who knows? I think it's the third one. Aha! Get it? It works. But also, I will use this as an opportunity to show off one of my favorite Magic the Gathering cards of all time because it is just so badass. Take a look at this. Dun, 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 dun. Worm Coil Engine. Look at this thing. It totally looks like a Dr. Octopus tentacle. It costs a whopping 6 mana, Death Touch, Lifelink, and when it dies, basically it splits into 2. One with Death Touch and one with Lifelink. Which, I'm not gonna explain the rules of Magic. Just, this is a very, very busted card. But not too busted. It's just it's very fun. Just very fun. You know, it has the same name as that Darien Crescent image. So if I bring back the hair, it's gonna... Aww. I gotta go find that again. Hold on, bear with me. Bear with me a second. Here's have a distraction. Oi, don't be so flaming red, Otto. Slight overreaction, don't you think? I ain't no mutt, all right? He's purebred. Toby's. How do they put it? What kind of breed is he? Oh yeah, a bona fide detective. Bona fide. Bona fide. Sorry? I've given him a proper title and everything. It's Chief Inspector Toby to you. Oh, more senior than Inspector Gregson and stole his name. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. Give my VTuber the hair? I mean, I can. Hold on, let me just, here's what I can do. I don't like that it's not transparent, but that might actually make it better. Oh, yeah, baby, I'm styling. Oh,
Ain't nothing but a hound dog. Thank you very much. Man, I'm pretty.
Fun fact, Johnny Bravo was originally written as like a failed Elvis impersonator, which, you know, kind of explains him. Aru, how you doing? Welcome back. You been doing well? You been lurking well since the beginning? Hope you've been good. Hope you've been not getting into trouble. Thanks for Karare.
Oh, so he's a police dog, is he?
The police recruit dogs now?
I've heard they've already been used officially in Germany as part of their city policing. They're used for chasing criminals and such like. They have a wonderful sense of smell, after all.
I have a fairly good sense of smell myself, as it happens. You couldn't smell the oil. How good could it be? I can tell undergarments that have been freshly laundered from undergarments that haven't. Uh-huh. And when was the last time you practiced this skill, Ryunosuke? This morning. I mean, I'm wearing clean underwear.
Ha! That's nothing compared to this little fella, Otto.
And he kind of looks like Boney from Mother 3. I love this little fella. He's even got a scarf, too. Oh, really? Been playing Pokemon. Hope it's been going well.
According to what the boss said.
Ooh, she's holding like a gun.
Pew pew pew. Which Toby has got a good whiff of your drawers. You could chase that scent to the other side of the world.
What?
To the other side of the world? You mean Japan?
He can swim? He does a doggy paddle, of course.
Mr. Naruhodo, I think you may have missed the point by rather a wide margin.
I just can't believe this little dog has such an incredible skill for swimming.
I'm telling you, Otto, there's gotta be more and more dogs doing that bit for the police in the future.
She predicted missile.
Yes, I agree. Right, one of these days, they'll be barking orders at us lot, not the other way around.
Okay, I don't know if I'm ready to accept our dog overlords. They're gonna be adorable, though.
Oh, dear, sorry, Gina. I don't think I agree with your vision quite that much.
Dogs shall rule the world.
Well, anyway, whatever you think about that, Toby is Britain's first police dog. I found him down the East End the other day. Someone had just chucked him out in the street.
Oh. Well, they don't know what they're missing. There you go. I knew she'd lifted him from somewhere.
Oh, Gina, you're such a kind-hearted soul, aren't you? To children and to animals. Sure, he had a name on his collar on his dog tag, but, you know, finders keepers.
Wow. Well, I know what I want to do. I need to go visit Male Strongheart for that permission to go look up. But I also need to present the card to Toby to potentially get a lead on where to find the engineer. Am I gonna be able to do this in one stream? I think I'm gonna have to. Let's try it. Alright, Lord Chief Justice. Either way, I'm going to see a Lord Chief. Who is this? Have I seen her before? I think it's a her. But is that you, Bayonetta? Look at that hair. Oh my goodness, it's Bayonetta. Years and years later, after her hair went gray, but she's still styling. She's still got those legs for days. Look, she matches Strongheart in height, basically. Yeah, dogs will fix climate change. Okay, of course. You can make a transparent Darien. I could easily find a transparent one. I just picked one that wasn't for the lulz. In the fan translation, Iris also called Gregson Toby. I believe she did. She might have also done it in this version. I don't remember. 23rd October, British Supreme Court, Lord Chief Justice's office. Hey, Strongheart, you ever find that book? Oh, who's that standing beside Lord Strongheart? It's Lady Strongheart. They're married. Maybe, maybe not.
I wonder. I've never seen her before.
By the way, I noticed this person in the official cover art for the game. So, they're very clearly important. Sorry. Didn't mean to stare. Hold on. Haru says you've been loving Pokemon Black too, but your Team EXP share is rough. Oh, right. But not having Team XP share. The old way of doing things. My favorite was Pokemon Sun and Moon, where you had Team EXP share, but you could turn it off. That way I just like turned it off anytime the game was starting to get too easy. And then when it got back hard again, I turned it back on. So it's not an immediate like, oh, easy mode's on, I'm cheating. No, it's more like the effects are not immediate, but the game will balance itself out to my experiences on my terms, which was amazing. I don't know why they ever took that feature to turn it off out. Strongheart, how you doing, bubby? Also, still soft-spoken, I see you there. Well, come on in.
Ah, the young champion of the court. You had some success this morning, I understand. And you've thrown the entire government into disarray as a result. Good job for you.
Oh. You mean because of Professor Hairbrain's experiment?
Sham science being demonstrated at London's great exhibition. The country's been made to look foolish, and now politicians are scrambling to respond. Lord Van Zeeks is in Whitehall as we speak, giving an emergency briefing.
Oh dear, I didn't mean to cause any trouble.
None of this is your responsibility. The government is entirely to blame for having been taken in.
Everyone just wanted to believe.
The special dispensation that prevents investigation at the scene will be annulled later today.
Annulled.
Once that happens, my forensic investigation team will move in and deal with that scrap metal in no time.
It's scrap metal now, is it? It is a scene of a murder. Hello, ma'am. Until later then, Lord Strongheart.
Yes, thank you.
Ma'am?
Bayonetta!
Who's that?
My wife.
No.
That was Dr. Courtney Scythe.
Scythe? Sith. Scythe?
Scotland Yard's esteemed chief coroner.
Courtney Scythe. Scythe like a reaper's scythe, huh?
She's leading the forensic investigation team's handling of this case. She was just delivering her report about the victim, in fact.
Oh, I see. About Mr. Assman.
Following the outcome of the trial earlier, I asked the coroner's office to reevaluate its findings. I don't have time to tell you what she concluded. If you want to know, you'll have to ask her directly.
Of course. Of course, more people to talk to, places to go, people to see.
You can find her in the forensics laboratory.
Right.
Dee, get out of my laboratory.
Now, what were you here to see me about?
Luritan, thanks for the follow. I could have sworn you already were, but welcome on in. Also, Nintendo Novice, welcome on in. How you been? My streams are engaging. Well, thank you.
I mean, thank you very much.
Strongheart, well, the way I do his voice is literally just the deepest I can go. So you gotta go down, down,
Down, down!
but not too angry.
I'll give you 7 minutes and 39 seconds of my time.
So he's not running quite so spectacularly late anymore. Wow, a whole 7 minutes. We'll say, it's a little like my Markiplier impression.
Hello everybody, my name is Markiplier.
But even deeper than that. I've said it before, but I always thought as a kid it wasn't anything special to be able to like modify the pitch of your voice up and down and up and down and up and down. Like the ability to raise it into an upper register even higher than ever thought
Humanly possible. So high.
And immediately go down low.
It's just something I've been able to do. It's hard to explain. It's like you gotta go back into the back of your own throat and just widen and or narrow it manually. Can y'all do that? Or do you just like to stick your hands in there and go like... Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. By the way, Lord Strongheart, about this.
The symbol of a defense lawyer in the Japanese judiciary.
I've already done this. I just wanted to make sure. It's necessary. Yo, so about that special permission. Strongheart Strange, he's got villain vibes. I don't know what to think about him. Reminder that this is a blind playthrough, first playthrough of The Great Ace Attorney, so I've had it in the back of my mind that maybe he's going to turn out to be a villain of some sort. Maybe not. Do not confirm or deny that. But he definitely gives off that vibe, doesn't he? Imposing. One might even say menacing. What exactly is the forensic investigation team that you mentioned before? Oh, come on in, Libertab. How you doing?
The British Empire's police force must become the most exemplary in the world.
Adjust your throat with a wrench. Ah, I see. You're one of those robots.
For that to happen, it's imperative that we embrace forensic science and everything it has to offer. I first created the forensic investigation team a year ago now, unofficially of course, to pave the way.
Yoshi can do it with a singing, but more than voice acting. Well, you see, talking is just singing, but you have tonal control that follows human speech. Think about it that way. Goodness, a year ago.
At next month's symposium, I intend to present the results of their work to the world. Once I do that, the House of Lords will be powerless to oppose the creation of a full-scale forensic division. And once that happens, the position of Attorney General will be mine. Mine! Sorry, it's very funny. And criminals will suffer dearly.
Love the hair, thank you. It's filled with beard balm, apparently. What do you mean?
For too long, those scoundrels have made a mockery of our legal system with false evidence and bribes. But London's scum is about to be rounded out and burnt in the fires of hell. I intend to see to it personally. By creating the finest police force the world has ever known, to protect our honor and our future.
I'd vote for him. Strong heart, strong heart, strong heart. Look at those eyes. He means every word. Look at these eyes. And not only will you look at those eyes, look at... No way, I still gotta have it, right? Wait a minute. Look at that smile. Every single word.
Dr. Scythe is an extremely reliable corner. When I officially establish the forensic division at Scotland Yard, she will run it as my right-hand woman. Now then, speaking of the symposium, Miss Mikotoba.
Oh, yes, my lord.
Your father should be on the high seas as we speak, making his way here to represent the Empire of Japan.
Yes, that's right.
Oops. What is my stream becoming? What am I doing? What am I doing with my life? Answer me that.
I understand he will arrive at the beginning of next month.
Are you acquainted, Lord Strongheart? With Professor Mikotoba, I mean.
It was many years ago now, but yes, I remember Dr. Mikotoba very well.
Oh. He's a smiler.
If my memory serves, it was some 15 years ago now that your father came to Britain as a visiting student.
I'm creating art and it's beautiful.
It was the year I was born. So yeah, 16 years ago, in fact.
Yo! You're telling me his wife and or carrier of his child was pregnant, about to give birth, and ManokAdobo is all like, peace, I'm gonna go study in Britain, see ya. He had the baby, name her Suzato. This is what sets me apart from other screamers. I hope you mean streamers. Unless you really meant to say I'm a screamer. I do not scream! Ah!
ManokAdobo was a young practitioner of forensic science, and Jikoku accompanied him as a young, promising judge.
Wow, they were both here.
The punctiliousness and politeness of the Japanese at the time impressed us greatly.
I'm the best screamer ever.
Not that I wish to imply impoliteness or carelessness on your part in any way.
Mr. Freeman, not that I wish to imply you have been sleeping on the job. I didn't think that you were.
Dr. ManokAdobo studied forensics at one of London's large hospitals. St. Sinner's,
Saint Sinner? Must not have been much of a saint.
if I'm not mistaken. Dr. Scythe was also there then, as it happens.
Then, Dr. Scythe knows my father, does she?
She was a young medical assistant at the time, so I doubt their paths crossed regularly.
But
I've no doubt they knew each other superficially. After all, Dr. ManokAdobo was here studying his subject for some 6 years in total.
Oh, that's where I know you from, Liratav. Toki streams. Yeah, Toki's pretty good. He likes to play them RPGs, that's for sure. I remember not too long ago he was playing Final Fantasy VIII, I believe?
6 years. That's a long time to be studying abroad, isn't it? I lived with my grandmother in those years.
So he left his newly born daughter behind and went overseas for 6 whole years? Man, father of the year.
It was a rather turbulent time at home.
Oh.
Perhaps father wanted a reason to get away.
Well, you know, just walking out on his new family ain't probably the best idea.
What do you mean? Why?
Ryunosuke, maybe it's not the best to ask that right now. Well, clearly something was going on at the time. And also Drewby stream a lot. Yeah! I do be a mod. It is hard to keep track of all the people who joins at his stream, though. And even my own stream. Yeah, thanks for the follow, by the way.
I wanted to ask you about Lord Van Zeeks, actually. I heard that his older brother was killed some years ago by a mass murderer known as the Professor, who targeted nobles and royalty. Is that right?
Hopefully not our professor.
You Japanese are a thorough lot. You've done your research well.
Oh, you know, that's just me.
Yes. And you could say it was that very incident that gave rise to the Reaper.
What? Why?
When his brother, Clint Van Zeeks, was murdered. It was just after young Balrog had graduated from the University of London and became a prosecutor.
And that could be very well the moment he changed from the happy-go-lucky young man he used to be.
When obvious criminals who managed to evade conviction in court started disappearing, rumors quickly spread throughout the capital.
Seeing the legendary Chicken Man himself. It's me! You like my webcam? You can see I've let my hair grown out. I might be due for a haircut, but I like it this way. I need to hydrate.
Londoners started to say that wherever Balrog Van Zeeks went, the ghost of his dead brother wasn't far behind.
Yo, he's got a stand? Oh my word! So Lord Van Zeeks isn't the Reaper. It's the ghost of his brother?
I like that the hair is still there.
ManokAdobo.
That's me. Mondo's brother, Taya.
Ever since that time, he became very aloof. A very aloof figure in London's legal circles.
Oh, yes. Lord Strongheart.
Go ahead.
It's about Professor Harebrain's experimental machine. We'd like your permission to examine the remains, if possible.
Are you well versed in science, then? Hey, what is this thing over my face? I can't see! I can't see my watch! Oh, there it goes.
Sprint, thanks for gifting us sub to Nintendo Novice. Novice, enjoy the emotes. Grab a nest, get comfy. Also, can we get a shout out for Nintendo Novice, by the way? Streamer on Twitch, but also YouTuber. Likes to make videos about Nintendo games and the like, so you know. Excellent taste in my opinion. I remember he did a playthrough of Bug Fables, which I still need to play. But, yeah, definitely a fun time. Science, huh?
Not in
the slightest. In fact, you could say I was barely aware of the subject at all until recently. I thought gravity was a myth. I just followed its law because I'm a lawyer. I follow every law. Of course.
Where the special dispensation legally preventing investigation of the machine is currently being annulled.
Can we stop saying special dispensation of investigation? It is a tongue twister.
Within a few hours, Dr. Scythe's team of forensic experts will begin their own investigation. But I suppose until then, there's no harm in you looking at the wreckage as long as you touch nothing.
Thank you! Being able to look at it is better than nothing.
And I'll be able to see it too.
Ring.
Your time is up.
Your time is up, brother!
You'll have to excuse me now, I'm afraid. My next engagement calls. My engagement to Courtney Scythe.
Ooh. Don't worry, I won't tell. We are very extremely sorry to have troubled you when you are so busy, my lord.
I have important matters to attend to in preparation for the symposium, you understand.
Oh, I get it. Oh, and like that, he's just out. You know, it's polite to show us the way out as a host. I guess we'll just leave. Did we lock the door behind us? Okay. Well, we'll leave it open just in case we need to come back. Gosh dang, there's so many places to go. I'm actually doubting whether or not we'll be able to do this entire investigation in one stream. Don't worry, I'll mosey. I'll zoom. I'll zoom through all this. Now we can go. Exhibition. We also need to go to Courtney's lab. We also need to go to the engineer's lab.
30 feet or 9 meters if you prefer. Craning your neck up to see it starts to hurt after a while, doesn't it?
Yes, we need to get up there and take a look around properly. Though if I'm honest, climbing all the stairs makes my chest hurt. Teleporter going up.
Oh dear. I think perhaps you should exercise more, Mr. Naruhodo.
It's just a flight of stairs.
Boy, that's off limits up there. Try to sneak past me again, I'll stuff your gum full of the boss's fish and chips.
Yum, please do. Yes, please. I love fish and chips. This is a packed investigation, I bet. I suppose we need special permission. We have it, though. We have it, though. What? We need to show her something? Do I need to tell her I got it? Yes, okay. Gina, we were actually hoping that we could investigate the scene again.
Yeah, alright. If it's around here, you can do what you like.
That's alright, is it? Dog. Find a new friend.
The machine that exploded must be at the top of those stairs, I presume.
Can I go there? Go, go! Give Gina my card? My card? I don't have my card. I do have Drebber's card, but that has nothing to do with permission from Lord Strongheart.
Actually, we've recently just been to see Lord Strongheart. Hey, you what? You met him? Last time the boss was called to go see him, he's waited for 3 hours at the Cove's office and came back sniveling.
That's because he was forced to look for a book, and when he couldn't find it, his entire month's pay was just taken from him. Not even enough to pay for instant noodles. Tragic.
Well, Lord Strongheart has given us permission to examine the scene as long as we touch nothing. Oh yeah?
You know what? I like Gina's expression in this pose exactly. I was waiting for her to do it again. I like her little, like, slight, mischievous little smile. Right there. Like, she knows we're up to no good. Solemnly swear, and she knows that feeling. She likes a little bit of mischief. Honestly.
Alright then, go ahead. But if it turns out you're lying, it'll be the boss who gets it. He'll never eat another chip again in his life. So, you're still saying all this is above board, are you?
I'm sure everything will be fine. That really would be tragic.
Alright then, name's the stairs. Off you go. Oh, thank you, Gina.
And thank you for filling our life with such light, Susato. Everyone in chat, raise your hand if you think Susato is adorable. I should be seeing everybody, everybody raising their hand. These stairs should lead to these. Let's go. Greenlink has a question about Marvel in this universe, since Phoenix Wright had a case about spiders that had Spider-Man comics in it in the manga. Oh, it's gotta be canon then. You know? Do the Phoenix Wright mangas... I suppose they have official translations, do they not? If they do they go along with Japanifornia? Do they still say it's in LA? You're raising 2 hands. We got a hand, we got more hands, we got chicken raising hands, we got sprint waving, heck yeah.
Oh my, so this is the machine.
That is a death ray, ma'am? A death ray.
That was used to deceive people into thinking instantaneous kinesis had taken place.
Yes, that's right. Or rather, it was the machine. A little worse for wear at the moment.
What extraordinary lengths Professor Harebrained went in order to obtain this research grant.
No. The professor was tricked as well. He didn't know anything about it.
Yes, of course. It is amazing, though, isn't it? The scale of the whole affair is so very British.
You're right about that.
You never see such a grand deception in Japan, that's for sure. Oh, look, is that...
Hi, Brock.
Lord Van Zeeks?
What brings you up here? You wanted to go get some funnel cake at the fair? I don't even think they'd serve funnel cake in a British fair. So I think we're more or less done here, aren't we? Shall we, Miss Susato?
We just got here!
But yeah, no.
Already?
He is the Reaper, remember? We do well to keep our distance, I think. He just... into his existence.
We have permission to be here, from the top. We're perfectly well allowed to investigate this machine, as long as we don't touch anything.
Pogo Spintin? From the top. You mean Lord Strongheart? Yes, that's why we were here.
Exactly. So we can stay here and stare at the wreckage for as long as we like.
Baroque Van Zeeks be like. That's not the effect I thought it was, but I liked it. How about this one? Ow, yuck. What the heck is that? Let me just get the right one. Here we go.
Hey, just...
What? No. Give me a better video. There we go.
Hey, just wondering if you got your photos printed?
What?
What?
Ah!
She could have been at the center of the explosion here, and it wouldn't have bent her steel will.
Why is it like, whenever I search for a meme on stream, it's never actually the first result that's correct? Why is it so easy to find memes just futzing about in my own spare time? And then somehow, whenever I just go find it on stream, it's some weird, like, reversal meme. Oh, my ears. Memes are hard to find on YouTube. Somehow.
Bogo's Binted?
Bogo's Binted. How about this one?
Hey, just wondering if you got your photos printed?
Bogo's Binted?
What?
At least that was the right sound. All right. And I like how he doesn't even want to talk to Baroque. Just smile and wave, boys. Just smile and wave. It's streamer's luck, apparently.
What a terrible explosion it must have been. Even the steel girders are buckled and twisted in the blast.
And what they call the birdcage was right in the middle of it all, just here. Cages and birds. It's just the Minecraft cave sound. It is, that's true. I just don't associate it with Minecraft because I don't really play that much Minecraft.
But look, Mr. Naruhodo, the middle grill on the floor. Looks as though it's been designed to open.
Trapdoor!
Trapdoor?
It does, doesn't it? If the floor had opened at the precise moment the explosion occurred, the birdcage could have dropped through and disappeared from sight.
I don't think there's any doubt that this was a very elaborate hoax, is there?
So that's what they did with the quote-unquote ass man that was on stage. And I've got a theory about who that was. I will say, though, is... apparently... well, not apparently. On the topic of Penn and Teller, who I talked about earlier, again, amazing musicians, go watch their show in Vegas. They've got this one skit where they do a, standard, like, variation of that cut a person into thirds, as well as, like, rearrange their body parts in, like, little boxes and move them around trick. And everybody knows that's done with a little trap door that the person inside just, like, slips through. And if you don't know, well, if you played Ace Attorney 5, you do know. And basically what they do is they do that trick. They do it to music with this nice, like, rockin' tune. Da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da. Blast off, first stage, you take away my heart.
Blast off!
And then they do the exact same trick again, but with a clear stage that they're standing on and clear boxes, so you know exactly how Teller is, like, ducking and weaving into the trapdoors and, like, crawling on the ground to get to the other part of the stage in accordance with the music. And every time the music goes blast off, it instead goes trapdoor. It's silly. And again, one of my favorite things about Penn and Teller, they explain their tricks. Sometimes. Not all the times, but sometimes. And it makes you feel like you're in on it, Like you know the secrets. Can we get a clear version of this stage? I want to see the trapdoor. This wasn't here yesterday. Did they drag the birdcage over here?
Really? But if I'm not mistaken, it's the cage in which the victim was standing before he was apparently beamed through the air.
That's right. The birdcage. According to what Professor Harebrain said in court, it's made of wood. But that would mean there's 2 bird cages.
Or more precisely, Japanese cypress, I think.
Really? They imported it?
And despite having been in an explosion and falling from a great height, it's relatively unharmed. What wonderfully durable construction, wouldn't you say, Mr. Naruhodo?
I'm thinking it didn't actually fall.
I'd understood that the forensic investigation team had taken it away yesterday to examine it. I suppose they must have brought it back here when they'd finished their work.
Funny brain.
But sadly not with the body inside it.
No, it would probably be decaying by now.
No, that's right. I know we were given strict instructions not to touch anything, but still. This is too important a piece of evidence to overlook. We might need it for the trial.
We just, casually stick it in our pocket. Is that what's implied here? We just grab the whole thing. Look, I know, Gina, I know you said don't touch anything. We're not touching anything. We brought this here. This is ours. Just carrying it between the two of them, Susato and Ryunosuke, on their backs. Yeah, just taking this into court casually. Wooden cage, victim inside, crashed in the crystal tower. Put it into your pocket like Animal Crossing. Ah, yes, they called upon the power of a tanuki to compress it into leaf form. That's how.
Oh, isn't it exhilarating? All this different architecture from all corners of the world.
It does make you feel a bit like an explorer, doesn't it? Like your name is Dora. I know it's all subjective, but the onion-shaped roofs have rather caught my attention personally. I wonder why architecture from that part of the world has like the onion roofs.
It is very subjective, isn't it?
I always like how they have like the swirls on them. They kind of look like candy. Japanese buildings with their wood and paper construction have excellent ventilation. And to make walls out of paper in the first place is an engineering marvel in and of itself. Of course, going on a tour of one of those places in Japan, you see places where tourists have just like casually stuck their finger through the paper. Like, no respect to this ancient castle. It's, I guess it's mostly fine. Because that's the thing. It's an ancient... The example of building I went to was this castle that had actually been rebuilt because it had been destroyed during World War II. So what happened was they just built it exactly according to the original plans, exactly to how it looked before. And that's something that they'd had to do anyway, because when you make your castles out of paper, like, of course the paper is going to disintegrate and mold over time. So that's just something that gets replaced. I've realized that the British long-lasting. The more you know about how things are done in all other countries, the more you understand your own, I feel.
Oh, yes, I do agree with you there.
Edgeworth and the Big Stuffed Bear in Ace Attorney 2. Oh, did he really just... I forget, did we really just bring that whole thing into court? They had Gumshoe, like, carry it. He's the only one strong enough to, huh?
I can't help wondering what an onion does for the roof of a building. I mean, I suppose it's playing on my mind because I don't like the taste of onions.
Ryunosuke, have you tried them grilled, though?
You really oughtn't let your taste in vegetables dictate your taste in roofs, Mr. Naruhodo.
Tasty. Susato, you want to go ride the Ferris wheel?
I hear a ride on the Ferris wheel is a favorite romantic outing among young London couples.
Oh. I think the romance would be slightly spoiled by the abject terror personally, but then I'm not a Londoner. Afraid of heights, are you? Dora in grey, eh?
Are you a little scared of heights, Mr. Naruhodo?
Doesn't like onions, what a heathen!
It's not that I'm scared, not at all. It's just that staying on the ground seems so much safer. Well, perhaps I shall have to ask Iris and Mr. Sholmes to accompany me in that case. When you put it like that, part of me does want to give it a try. Oh dear, it is complicated for you, isn't it?
I'm doing everything but talking to Baroque. We're probably gonna go for like 4 hours today, if I'm being completely honest, and hopefully that's enough. So we'll see. Yukata for Yolu, what should you name him? Toby. Because Lucario and Riolu are dogs, right? So we shall name him Toby after the Toby in this game. Yeah. Lord Chief Justice Toby, if it fits in a Pokemon naming box, but for some reason I don't think so.
However much I look at them, I just can't come to terms with those Temari handballs floating in the sky. You've been glaring at them constantly since we came up here.
Sorry, the feeling of wanting to ride in one and wanting never to set foot in one are fighting it out inside me. What a complex individual, the duality of man.
But if you don't look where you're walking, you might fall from the stage.
How could I notice? That's how fiercely the battle inside me is raging.
I think you should make peace with riding in one, Mr. Naruhodo. I think it really would be much safer that way.
Come on, I want to see art. I want to see official art of the entire gang. I want to see Naruhodo, Susato, Iris, Sholmes, Toby the dog, Wagahai the cat. Let's put Soseki out there too, why not? Even though he's not supposed to be here right now. All up in the balloon.
Look at that horn-shaped transmitting device. Isn't it amazing?
Thanks for the alert there, Tav.
That's exactly what I thought when I first saw it. It just makes you think, doesn't it?
Oh, what?
If only it had been a normal horn, none of this would have happened.
Yeah, but we probably go all deaf from its decibel range.
That's almost exactly what I thought as well.
Naruhodo and Susato share the same brain cell, my gosh. It's just that sometimes Naruhodo holds it, sometimes Susato holds it.
I bet I can predict what you're going to say next in that case.
Tsugi ni omae wa... Toyu!
Tsugi ni omae wa... Nothing ever goes to plan.
Toyu!
Oh no, I would never say something like that.
Don't deprive me of my JoJo reference, Susato.
What's a JoJo?
I don't know. It just came to me all of a sudden. What? You want to bet if that is actually a JoJo reference from the original writers of the game? Tourists are disrespectful. If you've ever been in Pompeii, they dug out the entire city. Tourists touch everything right besides signs that have forbidden it. You just can't trust them. I would like to go to Pompeii and visit that. They recently unearthed an entire fast food court, basically the equivalent of which, and they found remains of what used to be chicken and duck and just ancient food items inside some pots. And they figured out that it used to be oh yeah, you just used to get the ready-made food, get it all on a plate, pay the person behind the counter, and it's just like going to Starbucks, but ancient Grecian Starbucks. I would have loved to have gone. Grecian, Roman, Pompeian. Least approachable man in the world when I had 10 years in a row.
Be strong, Naruhodo. Your country and assistants stand firm behind you.
Just pushing him on the back.
Lord Vanzeeks,
What?
Well, beautiful weather we're having, isn't it?
I thought I was making it quite clear that I didn't want to be disturbed. Apparently you Nipponese are the unequipped to read those signs.
Oh, I read them.
So, what are you doing here? Entry to this area is prohibited.
Not anymore, it's not.
Well, the thing is, Lord Chief Justice Strongheart granted us permission to investigate, on the condition that we didn't disturb anything.
And yet you've managed to disturb me. Now go. Never mind. State your business then.
Come to think of it, there are quite a few things I'd like to ask Lord Vanzeeks about.
Of course there are.
Not least of which is that awful case, even though it's nothing to do with this.
Do you like to wear dog collars, Baroque? It's okay, you can tell me.
Ask away, Mr. Naruhodo. You won't know unless you try.
Ya brother Clint. You think you're gonna dip? Oh, you gonna go... You gonna do a little, Well, have a good night, William. I'll see you around. Please do get some rest. Don't... That's the reason I put up the VODs. Don't ever feel like you have to stay. Please, please. I'll catch you around. So, Clint. Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah, there! So about your dead brother, eh? So, yeah, about your dead brother that's dead, eh?
What's the name of your older brother, I understand, Lord Vanzeeks?
You Nipponese. I always had to be on guard whenever you're around. So, you've been investigating me, have you?
Oh, no, it's not like that.
Well, right, it is a bit like that. I just, heard a bit here, heard a bit there.
My older brother was also a prosecutor. He was the pride of the Van Zieks family. But tragically, a vicious killer took him from us.
The professor, you mean? Is something funny? Do I have something on my face? Little fish and chips, eh?
That's the extent of what you discovered, is it? I shouldn't be surprised.
Sorry. There's more to it then.
Lackluster work is very much your trademark, isn't it?
Hey, I'm just getting started. Let me at him. You're too kind. Are you going to tar all Nipponese with the same brush next? You think it shows Baroque isn't as aggressive as you think he is? We just mentioned his dead brother. He didn't, throw anything at us. Didn't even scream. Well, if he had his wine glass, maybe that would have changed. No, I think Van Zieks is a lot more cool and collected than he lets on. Because, he's just doing his job for the most part, arguing in court, doing whatever it takes to, within reasonable measures and logic, prove that my client is guilty. It doesn't necessarily mean that he hates us, even though it really does feel like it in court a lot of the times. And yes, there is a bit of lack of nuance when he speaks about the Japanese as a whole. But I will say that I think Baroque is, to some extent, putting on a show when he is in court. And he does have empathy outside of it, from what I see here.
So tell me, what is your interest in this historic incident?
As it happens, Lord Van Zieks, there's a rather curious case that's come to our attention.
The case of the Curious Village.
Eh?
Are you aware of Madame Taspel's Museum of Waxwork by any chance?
I am, naturally. I go there every Tuesday. I have a yearly pass. It's wonderful. I believe that since last month I featured in one of the displays there for public scorn.
Yo! I was gonna say, good for you. Of course the infamous Reaper of the Bailey would have to be exhibited, wouldn't he?
Well, a particular waxwork has been stolen from the place and held for ransom.
A particular waxwork? Wait. You mean...
Oh, but I do.
Yes, it's the professor.
Mr. Shobes is investigating the case as we speak. I feel like an important part of this case is that we never personally see what the professor looks like. And then suddenly it gets revealed that he looks exactly like a certain somebody.
I was unaware of that.
He's turned as white as a sheet.
Enoch Drebber.
Are the police trying to locate the engineer, Mr. Drebber, already?
Surely that goes without saying.
We're very keen to see him found as well. The trouble is, we don't have much to go on aside from the description of the man we heard in court earlier. Monocle, hair. Definitely has hair, and he has eyes that are different.
Which, according to Professor Hairbrain, was of a tall, thin gentleman who has straight white hair and wears a black monocle.
So I was just wondering, I realize it's probably not possible, but,
We'd very much appreciate any more clues you can give us.
Wow. Susato-san really knows how to take the bull by the horns. Well, probably never threw anything at her.
Fine. Why not?
Oh, really? It was that easy, huh? Whoa, is that him? I'm sure there'll be a bigger image.
I have a photograph of the man here from an investigation 10 years ago.
It's the Monopoly guy's brother. Yo! Hey! Wait a minute. Plus.
It appears he already had the black monocle at the time.
He kind of looks a little bit like Christoph Gavin, but just a little bit. Man, I don't think... It might be important where he is. Goldstown? Can't really make out anything else. Look at this man. Look at his pointy ass chin. You could open a letter with that chin. It's Alucard. No wonder. He's just a vampire all along.
Though it appears he already had a black monocle at the time. What?
Oh, no, nothing. I was just surprised that you shared that with us. I'm surprised you were cooperating with us at all. I thought you hated us.
We all need the man's testimony in court tomorrow, which means we have to do everything we possibly can to track him down in the short time available.
Okay, so maybe it's not that the professor looks like anyone, but I bet you could modify any wax figure to look however you want, you know?
So why wouldn't I show you the photograph?
Because you can't sing.
What?
Every time there's a photograph in an Ace Attorney game, you have to say, photograph.
I was not aware of this.
Oh yeah, it's the law.
From who?
Lord Chief Justice Strongheart himself.
I've heard of no such thing.
It's new.
Okay then, let me give it a shot. Photograph!
You know what? I think you're exempt. Sometimes I just can't work him out at all. The photograph of Drebra has been entered in the court record. Wow. Oh, is that it then? Hello!
The file I requested for the trial tomorrow. Thank you.
You see it too, Susato, huh? Are you alright? Who is this man, Mr. Naruhodo? And why is he so hot? What? Lord Van Ziek's apprentice, apparently. You know, now that I take a closer look at that chin, so I'm not the only one. Susato-san can see it too. That chin. That sort of chinny chin that looks chinny. Lord Van Zieks, may we speak with your apprentice for a moment?
With him? Why?
Yes. Apparently not. Kazuma-sama! There we go.
Colonel.
Now that. Oh, is it? Are they gonna confirm it though? That is what Naruhodo was sensing when we saw him in Baroque Van Zieks' office. That air of dignity, almost Japanese in nature. Could it be? No. Kazuma? Back from the dead?
Kazuma.
Oh, he has amnesia.
I don't believe it. Nani? Masaka! Bakana! Your posture, your presence. It can only be. It's you, isn't it, Kazuma-sama? I felt something strange the very first time I encountered this cloaked figure. As if I knew him somehow. Oh, he has amnesia. Oh my god, he has amnesia. Can it really be you, Kazuma? He's alive. It's a clone. It's a clone. It's Liquid Kazuma. This whole time, brother. Of course, he has to show up in Britain. It's Liquid Kazuma. Wait. Too late. You're out of time.
What's going on here?
Oh, don't tell me you don't know, Brian. You don't even know Van Zieks.
I wondered why he spoke Japanese sometimes. Kiryu-chan!
Oh no, I just take out the mask and it's actually Majima.
What is your interest in my apprentice act exactly? You act as if you know the man or something.
Well, You know, it's only been about 6 months since I've seen him and also thought he was dead.
Since when has he been in your care? I don't recall you having an apprentice before I left Britain 6 months ago.
8 months, rather. 8 months since having seen him.
Lord Strongheart introduced him to me about 3 months ago now, with instruction to mentor him as a prosecutor.
But he didn't tell you why, did he?
Kiryu-chan! The man appears to be suffering from amnesia. He's forgotten every last detail about himself.
He has amnesia? The Dark Descent? On his Steam account? He's got games on his computer?
Tomorrow he will appear in court at my side.
Please. Please, no. Please, my friend.
What?
You know, Phoenix actually helps Majima win a trial. Yes, in Project Cross Zone of all things. Phoenix Wright actually defends Majima and gets him declared innocent. Doesn't help that he tries to assault the judge, but you know, Phoenix, if anybody could do it, it's him.
He's to serve as my judicial assistant on Lord Strongheart's orders.
He'll be in court with us?
Now then, unless I'm much mistaken, I believe this conversation has run its course.
Oh. Yes, thank you.
What?
What if you just, like, started speaking to him in Japanese? Maybe it, would unlock some of his memories. I definitely saw a reaction there. Oh, I can't. When Susato-san called out like that, it really seemed to hit a nerve. When she called out Kazuma-sama, Osoki-sama. What could it mean? You know what I should also be doing? I should be saving regularly, because if the game just straight up went, well, time for trial number 2. I didn't even get a chance to go to, either laboratory, the forensic one or the doctor's.
You'd already met that masked man, hadn't you, Mr. Naruhodo?
Yes, yesterday, in fact. At Lord Van Zeek's office.
I see. And if Kazuma-sama really is alive, it means that Mr. Shones lied to us.
You know, it might have been a fake death pill, as Naked Snake is wont to use. I know. We're going to have to speak to him about that. Maybe. Okay. With the knowledge that I now have that Sholmes and Kazuma actually spoke to each other, and that Sholmes actually did know Kazuma's name, in that escapade, they actually introduced themselves to each other. So it was odd to me that Sholmes would pretend to not know anything about him. Like, oh yes, he obviously spoke Russian and wrote in Russian using his dying blood. No, that is very suspicious. Maybe Sholmes helped him fake his death because he was a target from some assassination attempt, maybe? I am very curious about this.
You're going to have to leave now.
Hey?
The forensic investigation team are due to arrive shortly. If they find you here, it will cause problems.
What sort of problems?
Foreign affairs problems.
Oh. We could do without that. Alright, we'll be on our way. Let's go, Miss Susato. The plot thickens.
Thick.
Colonel, I'm trying to sneak around and be a prosecutor's assistant. But my memory is dummy thick, and I can't remember anything. The clap of the 2 halves of my brain are alerting my memory. Of course. My analogy kind of fell short a bit there. So I guess that's it. We just can't go back up there. Anything new with Gina? Oh, hello. Gina, we were actually hoping we could investigate the scene again. Yeah, right. What are you gonna do with that? Yeah, I'll be busy with this dog. Bye, 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 bye. Okay. I guess that was just new dialogue because technically it's different from the last time we talked to her. We got time. We got time. We got time for a little bit more, I think. Because I know what I probably have to do is present this card to Gina. Let's just test that theory right now, actually. About this, Gina.
Yeah, I'm still learning me letters at the moment.
What? You telling me that I know how to read and write English better than you do?
I only know A to E. So if it ain't too much blatant trouble.
Oh. Well, you know.
Actually, Gina, it's the back of the car that's important. Eh? How come?
2 Falcon Blades equals 4 attacks. Thank you, Sprint. Now I know something about Dragon Quest.
It's just a dirty old smudge on the back, I saw. It turns out that this is very high-quality French machine oil. It has a very particular scent, apparently. You don't say! Let's have a whiff, then. Sorry, all I can smell is Susanna's perfume. Sure, I'll smell nothing. No, we don't mean that you should smell it. Hey, right! You mean Toby!
Yeah, where is Inspector Gregson? No, the dog.
Bark. Sense of smell is so good he can track people over the oceans, can't he?
Watch, he just leads us directly to France. Oh yes, good boy, you found the source of the French motor oil. Now, does that help us find our missing Drebber? Not sure. But hey, the dog did a fantastic job.
Professor Herring informs us this oil is unique to Mr. Drebber's workshop.
Point! Sniff, sniff. Sniff, sniff, sniff. Sniff, sniff, sniff.
Barp. I think he's picked up a scent. So you mean if he follows the scent of this oil, Toby could lead us to that Dodgy Cub's workshop? That's right. That's exactly what we were hoping. Alright then, we'll give it a go. Let's borrow that. Wait, when did you... Once it picks pocket. If I can lead everyone to that Drebber's workshop, I'll be the boss's boss before next week.
Crossing the ocean to France immediately. Also, what's up, Cuddles Box?
Oh yes, Gina! I'm sure you'll be promoted.
You barely even become an inspector. Gina, I'm so proud. Poor Gregson.
Small turtle house.
So I'm hoping that just adds a new area and I don't have to go there right now.
Right then, Addo, leave it to me.
Sorry?
We're gonna get going after that dodgy engineer cove right this minute.
Do we get to follow?
Oh, hang on. Someone's supposed to be on guard duty at the time.
I'm afraid we can't help. We need to get on with our investigation as well, Gina.
Oh, right. Oh well, never mind.
Can just do it later?
Ain't gonna be me what gets it in the neck. I'll be the boss.
It'll be the boss. Poor Gregson again. Whap. That dock is pay, instant noodles, all that good stuff.
Ready, Toby? Got that oil scent, have you? Come on then, boy. See you later. Bye-bye.
She really just went...
I do hope the scent of that oil leads them to that swindler's workshop.
Yes, I hope so too.
Ideally before the dog swims across the channel to France.
Oh, he would. Okay, I'm less worried now. That means Gina's gonna go off and do her thing. And I think the last thing we need to check out is a forensics laboratory then. Heck yeah. The caves have taken Gina. She's gone. Hey, just wondering if you got those photos printed? Bagos printed?
Bagos printed?
What? 23rd October, forensics laboratory.
Skeleman.
Hey, Papyrus, how have you been?
Yeah, could be better. But I got this sweet new job being a anatomical study. Cadaver. Ha ha. Yeah.
And who's this?
We don't talk about him.
Oh. 23rd October, forensics laboratory. Also, I saw the trailer for that new He-Man series. It looks promising. And He-Man is voiced by none other than... Yes, I'm sorry to say, but you guessed it. What the heck? Where's my... None other than... Yuri Lowenthal. I swear, I am not making this up. I'm not making this up. Let's see if I search for a video, it will actually come up. Da 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 da. Is this it? Ow. Ow, loud. Well, DMCA. Toby is Sherlock Holmes' dog's name. Oh wow, what a coincidence that it actually corresponds with Tobias, huh? Let me just get this Lowenthal out of the way. I believe this is it. Dr. Seitz's laboratory. Why does it look so cool? And also so Halloween. Nice haunted house aesthetic. Can I visit on October 31st? That chemical smell really assaults the nose. There's plenty to assault the eyes in here too. It looks like the room in which they tried to like chop off Dr. Octopus's mechanical arms in Spider-Man. It looks as though the doctor isn't here. We're here now, so we may as well do some sightseeing, don't you think? My thoughts exactly. What a seasoned tourist you become, Miss Susato. Could just have a little look around, being careful not to upset any restless souls. No ghosties here. Can I present you my attorney's badge, Mr. Skeleton? Yeah, very nice badge. I like it. I wish I could wear it. But my arm, you see, it's too thin. It would just slide off. Naruhodo, what are you doing? Just talking to the skeleton. Not weird. You're weird. Look at this. What a magnificent display case. The cherry wood has been polished to a high sheen, and the intricate carving is a joy to behold. You're more concerned with the carving than the skeleton? Western cabinet makers really are very skilled, aren't they? You have nothing to say about the skeleton inside, Mr. Naruhodo? Miss Susato? Can't you tell that I'm trying very hard to avoid talking about the terrifying contents of the case? It's how I cope! Nice defense mechanism. I'll be sure to remember that from now on. Just write it down. Talks about furniture when stressed. Owl? You taxidermy? Or are you real? That looks like an owl and a crow up there. You hear that series is good? I haven't watched it. I know, and they haven't even twitched since we came in here. As opposed to chickens, which twitch all the time. Well, no, they wouldn't have. They're taxidermy mounts, Mr. Naruhodo. I was afraid you were going to say that. Been trying very hard to tell myself they're just sleeping with their eyes open. Yes, I think perhaps you were wise to put something like your Daruma doll on display in the office instead. Little do you know, Daruma are taxidermied mythical creatures called Daruma, who used to be alive and have eyes. Now they're just taxidermied and drawn on for people's wishes. It's very, very morbid. I suppose this is Dr. Seitz's desk. I would not like to work in a place like this. It's very tidy though, isn't it, Mr. Naruhodo? Imagine how efficiently she must work. Trying to say something to me? No? Are you sure? Because it sounds like you're talking about the cleanliness of my desk. I never mentioned your desk, Mr. Naruhodo. Your dirty, dirty desk. With all the papers on it. No, never. Watching you. The lighting is poor, which is bad for the eyes. And the chemical smell can't be good for you. Not to mention the skeleton watching over you as you work, which is definitely bad for the nerves. Well, yes, those are valid concerns, I suppose. I can just about cope with the one-eyed Daruma doll watching over me, but that's all. What kind of office is this? You don't even got a spade in here. Don't you mean a shovel? A spade. Not even a single stepladder to behold. Look at all the bottles on the shelves in these cabinets. What an assortment of chemicals. These ones here are labeled highly toxic. What are the other ones labeled? Mildly toxic? That's worrying, because there are also things that look like salt and pepper shakers in there. Oh, yes, and they actually say salt and pepper on them. Well, you know, sodium chloride is a chemical. I wouldn't be surprised if that's used for certain experiments, but the pepper I'm not too sure on. The doctor probably spends a lot of time in this room, I suppose. Perhaps she has meals here sometimes. I would not risk that. Don't you need a sterile work environment? Although, how sterile could it be? Life goes on, even when you're surrounded by death. Look at all these tools. A table and a shed of sharp tools. When you consider each in isolation, it all looks quite innocent. So why is it then that when you put them side by side, they seem so horribly disturbing? It might be best not to ponder it too deeply. Seeing the large tome that's open on the desk does make me wonder, though. How can anybody concentrate on bookwork with this acrid odor of chemicals in the air? You'd either have to have a cast iron constitution, or a really terrible sense of smell. Maybe. You know, if you're a super taster, you're able to, like, taste extra flavors like cilantro and whatnot. Since sense of taste and smell are closely related, do you think if you're a super taster, you're also a super smeller? Have I ever asked that before on stream? I'm starting to get some... Deja vu! This large jar seems to have pale things floating around in them. Please don't tell me they're brains. Please don't tell me they're like sheep fetuses. I suppose they're fruit liquors or something. Or the pickled umeboshi plums we had make back home. Yeah, you wish it was food. Father had jars like this in his laboratory as well. I expect they're human organs in a preserving solution. Probably as examples of some rare medical condition. So, not fruit. Miss Susato, there are some things in the world that is perfectly fine never to know about. Ever. Oh! So as I said, I'm sure they're fruit liqueurs or umeboshi, aren't they? Of course. Yes. I see you've got a gas lamp. Don't blow into that. You might be poisoned. What else is in this room? I thought I got everything. Cause the thing is, the game would have probably said I'd be done by now, unless there's something I missed in this room, or I need to show somebody something. Oh, excuse me. Pickled organs. Is that a genuine question, or am I talking to myself? A little bit of both. If anybody in the chat happens to know what I haven't done yet, don't spell it out, but give me just a tiny little vague hint. The most vaguest hint you could possibly say. Like, maybe just a location name. Or maybe just, like, a smell. And besides that, I'll just, you know, think to myself. Just think to myself. I haven't checked this book. Look at this big, thick book here. It appears to be an accounting ledger. It's a record of the forensic investigation team's spending, I think. Money? Oh. What is it? It's clear that the team purchases various equipment and supplies on a monthly basis, but, well, one entry seems rather strange. Really? In what way? They're buying 500 scalpels every month. Why do you need that much? What, do you play darts with them? 500? What is this? Wait. I've heard something about this. Is this Blade Running? Is this Blade Runner? I don't mean the movie Blade Runner. I mean like the actual practice of blade running. They must be working really hard on dissecting corpses. And when the blades go dull, you don't sharpen them, you just... you just get a new one, sure. What do I know about blade running? It was like this actual thing that, you know, the book was named after. I don't. I'm trying to find like information online about it, like the actual practice of blade running, but it's like some sort of underground, like actually something about like smuggling knives or something like that. They're just plastic disposable scalpels. Oh yeah, they just need to eat their lunch. I don't know. Traditional autopsies are also like, carried out in certain special circumstances, and scalpel blades can be sharpened too. It does seem a bit strange. You're right. 500 scalpels a month. What could they possibly be using all them for? Hey, hello? What are you doing? Hi, Bayonetta.
Bayonetta!
Also known as Joker's mom from frickin' Smash Brothers. Of course. By the way, speaking of Persona 5, y'all see the news that the newest guest character in Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania, which I urge everybody to buy, by the way, is going to be Morgana from Persona 5? I've got a video of it right here. Let me just show, like, the smallest clip of it, actually. Hey, look at this. Look at him go. Look at him roll. Whee! It's gonna be DLC. You have to pay for Morgana. Do I want to buy Morgana? I'm not sure. The thing that's been weirding me out about all these guest characters is they don't have any voice acting. You see in all the trailers, Beat doesn't talk, Kiryu doesn't talk, Morgana doesn't talk. If he had more Cassandra Lee Morris's voice acting on him, and like as he rolls around, you hear like, then I would absolutely 100% buy it, because I'd love to hear Morgana yell in pain. But so far, 'tis not so. They're just character models in a ball. Second of all, I understand why they would pick Morgana over Joker. Like, yeah, it's easier to make him into a chibi style, and he's like the mascot of Persona 5. But why not Jack Frost? Why not the mascot of the Shin Megami Tensei series as a whole, of Atlas as a whole, you know? Is he not more iconic? Iho? There was someone after Kiryu? Yeah, they just revealed it today, actually. So, yeah. You have a Morgana suit in PSO2. I remember when I went to a book signing art gallery for the artist behind Persona 5 and Catherine. There was actually a person in a giant Morgana costume there taking, like, pictures. I have a picture with them, but, I'm not at liberty to show it. I can't even find it right now. Wait a minute. Look at them all. They're angry. They're not in Super Monkey Ball. Look, the Pompadour... The Pompadour ended up making it to my old chicken VTuber. Wow. It's because Morgana's a cat. Of course, yes. Thanks for the Jack Attack sprint. Sorry, we had something we wanted to ask you, but you weren't here, so... So we were snooping as usual, I see. Ooh. Wait, maybe this is the perfect use for this filter. I never use it, but... I see her having that voice, actually. Hold on. This one. Testing, hold on.
Testing. So you thought you'd snoop around? That's acceptable to you people from the East, is it? Well, what do you want?
Lord Strongheart told us, you see, that it was you who examined the victim's body. Mr. Asman's body, I mean. So we came to ask you about your findings. Disturbing? It is pretty disturbing, that filter. It's called the man-to-woman filter. You know, basically male-presenting voice to female-presenting voice kind of thing. And the fact that it can do that, it's on the realm of, was that word? Uncanny Valley. Because it's not just changing the pitch. It's also changing the air of my voice somehow. You wish Morgana was voiced when making guest appearances? Me too. Me too. I just like Cassandra Lee Morris's voice. She's like the Yuri Lowenthal of, of Danganronpa. Wait, no. What magic is that? That's voice mod. That's my voice filter program. I use it for everything.
Master, think your battery is getting low.
And it just has some interesting filters.
On Lord Strongheart's advice. Very well. If the Lord Chief Justice has given his consent, I'll tell you what our investigation revealed. But when we're done, you must leave immediately.
Can it turn me into a sack boy? What does sack boy from Sony sound like again? I don't remember. Here, look at my armband. Dr. Scythe, would you be kind enough to take a look at this? Would you kindly?
Oh, you think I'm good enough, do you?
Oh, no, I didn't mean...
So I'm not good enough in that case. Why would you show me anything?
Clearly, you're too good for me to show you anything again. Ever. They said, Atlas has said that his revealed... Oh, is that your opinion, Sprint? His revealed backstory should have been in P5 proper instead of being in Royal. Yeah, that's what... I'm wondering about that. I haven't played Royal yet, so I don't know much other than what they've shown in trailers. But I know that Morgana definitely has a bit more to him than even they reveal in regular Persona 5. So, someday I'll play Royal. Someday. Your findings. Sackboy makes happy grunts. So, like, I don't know, like, considering how they handled Teddy in Persona 4, I expected a lot from Morgana. A lot. And that is one of the things in P5 that I actually did feel fell short a bit. Like, I don't hide it at all, the fact that I like Persona 4 more than Persona 5 in general. But, you know, Persona 5 is still great. In its own ways, in its own styles. But, you know, I'll talk about that more when I play Persona.
So, you want to know what the forensic investigation team determined from its examination of the scene. The victim, Mr. O.D. Assman, who disappeared from the experimentation stage amid an explosion. And then Mr. Assman, who appeared moments later partway at the Crystal Tower. But without question, one and the same person. That is the team's conclusion.
Are you sure about that? But that can't be right.
If it was an elaborate trick, we can only speculate about how it was carried out.
Let's see. If two people who look very similar to each other were involved, they could have made it appear as if one single person had switched places, couldn't they?
Very true, but sadly in this instance that was not the case. The man who disappeared and the man who subsequently reappeared was the same person.
How'd you come to that conclusion? His hair? His DNA? They didn't even know what DNA was back now.
The fingerprints at the scene make that quite evident.
Ah, fingerprints. I found prints! No, fingerprints! I don't think so.
They're not yet officially recognized as forensic evidence in the British justice system. But one day, they will be used as an investigative aid, as a matter of course.
Oh my, but that would mean that the instantaneous kinesis actually took place. So where does this leave us?
Here, I'm gonna listen to this one the next line of dialogue she has back so I know exactly what you guys are hearing. As a reminder, I don't hear what the voice mod says. I just hear what I say out of my own mouth. Ahem.
Quite he was tasked with investigating, not drawing conclusions. He was tasked with investigating, not drawing conclusions. He was tasked with investigating, not...
I don't know. It sounds a little young for her. I'm trying to do like a Bayonetta thing. Ah! Okay, that wasn't a scream. Ah! Instantaneous kinesis is impossible, and yet the body didn't move from one place to the other. This hasn't cleared anything up at all. It's made the whole thing even more of a mystery. If you would like to talk to a lady, try asking your mother. Whoa! Hey. Hello, Miss Plague Doctor. Are you my mummy? Ah.
Mama, what's this?
Where did she spring from? She's a mom. Oh. Oh. Yo, we got Doctor Who up in here? The Gas Mask Children? Please, no. Please, no. Please, no. I scream like a chicken. I am a chicken. Here we go.
Firing stuck. What do you think, Doctor? Are you my mummy? If you could concentrate.
How about this one?
Mommy?
Oh.
Are you my mommy?
Why has it got like a Wawa filter on it?
Mommy?
Alright, enough nightmares. Please. And did she just call the doctor Mama? This is a lawyer, dear. Hello? Pleased to meet you. Yes, I'm a defense lawyer. Venus cannot...
Mommy,
Yes?
can I cut this one up?
No. What? Ah!
I've never seen inside an Eastern person before. I want to know what it looks like.
Ma'am, I'm sure you're very nice, but please no, I am a human being. Of course you can't. It's a live specimen, as you can very well see. Vivisection is a thing.
Ah. Huh. Boring.
I think I just had a death experience. Oh dear! Mr. Naruhodo, your pet is a corpse! Don't say corpse! Then let's leave before I'm mistaken for one! Just immediately sprint out of here. Well, I think we've done all the investigating we can here for now. If we could just determine the whereabouts of Mr. Drebber. I'm sure Gina and little Toby won't let us down. Now then, do you think we ought to try to speak with Mr. Sholmes at this point? We have things to discuss, and I'm dying to meet him again after all these months. All right, we barely got out of the court. 10 for you to head off. I think me as well. I may have done a little stealth look at a walkthrough for this part of the game. Spoiler 3, mind you. And there is definitely a bit more. I think enough for another chapter, and it's about to hit the 4-hour mark. I'd rather make sure I get enough rest. Tell you guys what. I'm going to try to see if I can do a Saturday stream. Maybe. As much as I would like to take that day off, and I've got some errands to run, I want to see if I can at least close out this investigation. So, I'll make an attempt, I promise. An attempt. Yes, it's quite possible he might know something useful. You're right. Also, have a good night, Gang Thor. We're all the same squishy pink on the inside. Ha! We ought to find him at Madame Tuspel's. He's supposed to be working there as a temporary waxwork exhibit. It's a long story, I know. Yes! Iris told me all about his latest unusual venture. Good. Cool. Alright, when did she have time to say that? I guess right before the beginning of this part of the chapter? Alright, well, we're not going to get anything useful out of Bayonetta over here. So with that, let's just go ahead, save it for the day, save it for the night, give ourselves some well-earned rest. I know it's a little anticlimactic to not end off at a natural checkpoint before the last, the end of the week for Great Ace Attorney. That's how this game is. That's how it'd be. And I'd rather not overdo it. I remember making that mistake playing Great Ace Attorney 1. I would just stream for hours upon into the wee hours of the night, trying to make sure the episodes come out as fast as possible on the YouTube. And yeah, you can kind of see it if you watch my later episodes of that playthrough. My brain is just not there a lot of the time. I'm making dumb mistakes like not paying attention to the testimonies in the courts, and that's kind of important. So I've recognized how important sleep is to playing this game. And just streaming in general, and life in general. So with that, let's go to sleep. Let's see if there's any stream art. Doesn't look like it. But if you ever have art for the stream to show off, tweet it to me or post it on the Discord and I'll put it up. Wait a minute, we're missing some art from last time. I think I know where it is. It's art that I wanted to keep up here. It's art I wanted to keep up here. Of course I would. Here we go. Madame Tespel herself, one of my new favorites. Once again, brought to us by Windy. Very much a fan of Ace Attorney and found my stream through Great Ace Attorney 1. I definitely appreciate their work wholeheartedly. And if you're listening to this right now, Windy, again, great work. Yeah. So, I'll close it out. I'll do my spiel. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Hope you all are very excited to see what happens next in the next chapter of Great Ace Attorney. Hoo-hoo-hoo. Once Skyward Sword finishes out, we'll have more time for a lot of things. Other games, or maybe continuing this. I'm just excited myself. I have to wait, too. I have to wait for the next stream as well. It's like, if I were playing this by myself, I could just play it all in one night. But, alas, 'tis not how it works. Hope you all enjoyed the acting, the fun topics of discussion. Hope you also enjoy this. That's a little loud. Thank you, everybody, for being here. If you need to go to sleep, hold on. So, if you haven't already, follow me on Twitch to catch me live next time I play this or any other game. YouTube channel for VODs, Twitter, Discord, all that good stuff. But if you need to go to sleep, I will kindly let you. Won't you kindly get some rest? Hey? Just have a good night. I'll see you next time. And as always, stay clucky, y'all.